Yo.
We did it. We did it. We are here. We got it. Oh, there he goes. First, while you guys are on screen. Thank you, LFQ. Welcome, brother. Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, how are you feeling after this weekend? There's crazy shit going on. Also, grats on your first. I think you might be the here, hold on. I gotta look at some things.
Well, he's the first award by a lot. But...
yeah. The first layer.
Second place is 4 wins. LFQ has 11 wins.
Nice. Good job, LFQ. Holding it down for everybody. Anyway, LFQ, did you, I think you were already saying you weren't going to, but did you check out Marathon at all this weekend? I feel like maybe you didn't. Anyway, doesn't matter. So Marathon was interesting. It is better than it was in previous builds. And when I say better, it was more fun. It seems like they slowed everything down and they increased or decreased time to kill. So it's a lot more like lethal in every engagement. Oh, you're stressing out. Don't worry about it, LFQ. Come hang out with us. We'll talk about video games and shit that actually matters. You did not take the time to try Marathon. All good, man. I still have concerns with like the long tail pursuit and the emphasis on team play. It feels great when you're playing with a squad. At least just one other player, it's great. If you're playing solo, it feels pretty fucking bad. It's really, really, really hard to do anything by yourself in Marathon. That doesn't mean that that's a good or a bad thing. It just means that that's a choice that they made design-wise, and they went towards like everything's balanced around teamwork and team play. You are hyped for the new PoE 1 League coming up this Friday? Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, we're probably, I think our plan tomorrow is to just play Marathon. So we're gonna take a look at it. I'll yap, but we'll probably just be focused on like playing the game and not doing like an in-depth analysis. I've already done that. So I might compare it a little bit to previous reaction or whatever thoughts that I had. I still think that the long tail pursuit, like the tasks you do, the contracts is what they call it in Marathon. My worry is that if the priority contracts don't last all the way through the game and it just becomes I guess similar to the Arc Raiders quest design where it's like destiny bounties. You got some things to do. Go get 15 gigas and bring those back. Like that will be less interesting to me. The priority quests are typically like you have to go over here, scan this box. When you scan this box, it triggers an event. You got to deal with the event, and then you have to like take a secret, data pad that you got from doing the event over to another place and drop it off. And then when you drop that off, then you have to get out. And if you do all those things together, it gives you this really nice context wrapper. It's basically how Tarkov's tasking works. There's so fucking many tasks to do, and there's they seem a little random, but they're not. There's like a curation to it, which is really nice. And when it's just collect 15 of these things, that's not fun. It's fine when you do it a couple times, but you like very quickly run out of steam for that. So for me, playing over the weekend, they had capped factions and contracts. So you could only get to level 10 with a corporation. And I didn't realize that. And I got there and I was trying to unlock the next set of priority contracts, which are like the main quest line contracts. And I did like 2 or 3 of them and realized like my rep wasn't going up because I was still getting like reward packages for repping up, but it stayed at the same level. It stayed at level 9. So then I was like, well, what can I do instead? And I started looking at it and it was just everything was a standard contract and you could re-roll those. So they're like dailies. And that just made me go like, man, I really hope they have priority contracts that last all the way through upgrading your whole, skill tree with every corporation. If they have that, it'll probably be fine for me.
The corporations did seem to give like a pretty satisfying chase, though. Like,
yes,
you get all of your upgrades from them, and you can buy new gear when you level them up, which starts to be pretty interesting, I think. So, I was kind of pleasantly surprised by that, because I remember factions in Destiny always kind of feeling like they didn't matter at all. They were just kind of bolted on. So,
yeah. In this game, the factions really do matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like your whole progression. So if you think about it,
your skill tree is on a faction.
Yeah. So like Cyber Acme, which is like the beginner faction, the very first one you get, that one controls your stash and your backpack and shit like that. So if you level those guys up, you get a better stash, a larger stash. You get access to bigger backpacks more often. Then like Traxxas gives you certain weapons, like precision rifles and SMGs or some shit like that. So if you really like those, you can upgrade that first. So it's cool. You get a little bit of choice in like which factions you want to chase. And I think my worry, just knowing Bungie, is that the reason they capped them and didn't let you do a lot of priority contracts is because they're potentially worried that players would get through all of them in the server slam. In like 4 days, they would do the entire main quest line, which Bungie's done that. We did that on Destiny many times, and that was not good. So I hope that they're aware that they need a lot more than just fucking bounties or daily quests. What's up?
Yeah, I did 14 hours, and I finished the priority ones like probably a couple hours before the last time I played. So I was able to even get through all of it in, I don't know, 12 hours or so during the server slam.
I did guide you very heavily. I think if you had to definitely figure that shit out on your own, it would probably take a little bit more time, because you'd have some unsuccessful runs as you were like trying to figure
which I would find enjoyable. But there would be some people that just got the browser window up on the other screen and are just beelining everything, and then will complain that there wasn't enough content. So
yep.
I mean, for the most part, we always had something to go after, and I thought it was pretty good. So
my concern is that when we ran out of things to go after, that was like kind of when we stopped playing, right? Like I did a couple more after that. I did some solos. I was trying to see what those vibes were like. I did have some good solo experiences that were really fun. Like one of them, I was just ratting and like it did, accomplish like a standard contract, which is get a couple things, right? I did that, and then I was like, okay, I got my thing done. I need to go to an exfil. And I check the map and I see nearest exfil's over here. And I turn in that direction. I see the beacon is already on. So there's like a big column of blue light in the sky. And I'm like, oh, fuck, there's a guy there. So I'm like running over towards it, trying to be sneaky a little bit, not make a ton of noise. And then the music starts amping up. And I'm like, oh, shit, that exfil's ready to go. And then as I come around the corner, I see like the ring is there and there's a guy in it and it's counting down. So I run up and I dive into the exfil. The guy freaks out, starts shooting me, and then we both extracted because exfils are neutral. So if you're in it with someone else, you'll go out. Even if they're like a homie or an enemy, it doesn't matter. So that shit was pretty fun. But then I also had an issue with the sound. So I've said it before that Tarkov's sound is actually really good, as much as Tarkov players want to talk shit about the sound in that game. I was creeping around in a different solo. I was pretty heavily geared for my progression in the server slam playtest. So I brought in a good kit. I'm stalking this guy who I know is solo. He's fighting a bunch of robots. I'm in this structure, and I hear him walking around, and he sounds like he's above me and in front of me. And I'm like, all right, this is going to be perfect. He's going to come around this corner at any minute. And he was behind me. And he just lights me the fuck up. And because time to kill is super short in Marathon, I was dead. It didn't matter what I had. So like I had time to turn around, fire like 3 bullets, and then he downed me and it was over. And then he just took all my shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and it was all because of the audio. It was bad. So I knew he was above me fighting, but he had repositioned. But the vertical audio is there's not a lot of high fidelity in it in Marathon, at least in that area I was in. I don't know their tech behind it. I don't know how it works. But the height between like a person above me or a person below me made him sound exactly the same. And that was very frustrating. So that was kind of like when I went, nah, I'm good. Like I'm done playing the server slam. So I can use that information now, but it was a tough lesson. Like I thought I was making good plays and I wasn't. I was just in the totally wrong position and my ears were not accurate for what I was hearing. So that I think is a concern. The heavy emphasis on team play, like I'm saying, it's if you have a homie with you, you have a lot better chances of winning a firefight. And then the long tail progression for quests. If there isn't a very robust guided progression for doing your contracts, I'm going to be frustrated as soon as I get through all of them. So I don't know. Did you have your headset on the wrong way around? No, absolutely not. That's definitely something that I'm aware of. I definitely use audio a lot, especially like Tarkov. Like I'm very, very conscious of that audio. So this was a circumstance under which, and I, for what it's worth, I did remember being in a very similar situation in a previous build. And I had this like flashback to another time where it was like, I thought this guy was, in one direction, but he was in a completely different direction relative to me because the audio is not that great for directions. It makes me think that it was a deliberate design choice or like a engineering choice because they want players to play a little faster and not, extraction shooter players refer to it as like sound whoring or, like if you're a COD player. And I think that's a very stupid like take on it. The sound exists for a reason. Like you should use all of your senses. It's an extraction shooter. You don't want to die. So running and gunning is often not the best strategy. There is a place for it. If you have numbers, if there's more of you than there are the enemy, being aggressive and pushing is very important. You want to do it. But if you're trying to be sneaky and like play solo and very carefully choose your encounters and be stealthy, like I don't know that you can necessarily do that in this game, at least with audio. There are ways. There are ways. It's just it's not as dialed in as I'd like it to be. I think that's probably the best way I can describe it. Yeah, but they're also not even trying to discourage the rat play style. They've done a lot of, I guess, like sponsored segments or whatever. They've done a bunch of stuff with Stank Rat, who is a prolific Tarkov content creator. And he also does it in Arc Raiders. He's an extraction shooter player. And his entire thing is that he's a good shooter player. Like he definitely is, but he chooses to rat. And that's what makes his content compelling. He was ratting in the marathon server slam. So like he's got a bunch of videos of him doing rat stuff, which is great. We need more of that. We need more ability to rat and like sneak around as a solo in marathon. And then I think I'll feel better. So there's only a couple little things that I think are concerns. But yeah, Tony and I are going to play it. We're going to get the game. We're going to play this weekend. So for what it's worth, that's what I think it is. Game's gorgeous, looks really cool. Nothing looks like it. The atmosphere is wonderful. There's a ton of stuff to do, PvE and PvP. I'm also worried that there's 2 maps that they let you play. There's a 3rd map, and then a 4th/5th. The 4th map, I think, is the marathon ship. And the 5th map is called Cryo Storage, which is like the special community unlock one or something like that. Or I don't know. There's basically a 4th/5th map that you can unlock later. So everyone will get 1, 2, and 3. I think the 3rd map unlocks by the time you hit level 12. And then the 4th/5th map is the big end game map. They probably have some secrets in there. I know that's really important to Bungie. Kind of the old bread and butter. This being a new release, they're probably going to have a ton of like little interesting secret things. There's a lot of depth to this game. It's not like what's some of the things I'm thinking about for depth, like the medic guy. So triage, you can throw a little Healy drone that goes to your teammate. The Healy drone allows you to apply any consumable that the healer uses to any member of the team that has a Healy drone on it. So that means you can now like squad buff your whole team. You can be like, I'm going to use this consumable that makes us all have like extra stamina and stuff like that, right?
Or while they're popping heals, cool. You're popping heals and they're healing twice as fast.
There's a lot of like depth to it in that regard. There's these interesting little subtle mechanics that work together really well. Yeah, it's cool. I'm struggling to kind of come up with some stuff right now, but there's a lot of like nuance to a lot of the different things. The builds couldn't really get into because like getting cores, which are the upgrades for your shell. So say I'm playing Destroyer, you get like a core that changes one of Destroyer's abilities. Those things were a lot more rare in the playtest. So yeah. No, dude, sniping felt very good, Lander. Honestly, it really did. I liked it a lot.
Sniping, kind of, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, it felt like Halo. Felt like, you know, not like Destiny. Destiny is a lot of auto aim.
I watched clips of the marathon sniping, and I'm like, that looks like a Halo sniping clip. Like,
yeah, it was
the
fun.
feel of it. Yeah.
What's up with player movement animations? It's like they're moving. Okay, so Lander, I will say this. I think this was an adjustment they made from the previous builds. They really slowed the game down. In the previous 2 builds, you were really fast, regardless of who you were. Now the walk speed almost feels like the crouch walk speed from before, if that makes sense. So it's a lot slower. Shields don't really matter nearly as much. Like lethality is very, very high, and that's PvE and PvP. Like if you're getting shot, you're getting really fucked up. You don't want to get shot. And I think that's a good thing. You need that in an extraction shooter. What's up, Turning Cog? So Lander, I guess that's what I'm saying about the movement animations. I think they slowed them down, and the animations probably weren't quite ready yet to be paired with that. The animations feel very Bungie. They feel very, you know, Destiny, very Halo, which is totally fine. I mean, they're leaning on all of their tech in their own engine. Like it's their in-house tools. It's going to have a certain feel and a certain look to it. Yeah, I think one of the weird things I'm seeing is a lot of people complain about the UI and the UX, saying that the icons are like inscrutable and like whatever. I didn't have any trouble whatsoever understanding the UI, and I think it looks really good. I was realizing as I'm reading some of these replies and like comments on the internet or tweets where people are talking, you know, bagging on the UI and talking shit. These people aren't very literate. So I think it's a reading comprehension problem. Like very really. I think that people are unable to understand what these icons mean because they don't know how to process information in their brain. Like they take in visual stimulus and then like understand that and make an inference or an abstraction. They can't do that. So I don't know. And I'm basing that all off of reading some replies from people complaining about it where they're illiterate.
It's iPad brain. It's like,
yeah,
I really legitimately kind of mean that, like not even as a joke, because it's like certain products like Apple products and stuff have been so streamlined and like kind of dumbed down for the average user that like some people just kind of expect it to like almost be automatic for them, or like so easy to figure out that they don't even have to try. And yeah, I mean, good UI UX design is a thing for sure, but I think this has swung like entirely the other way.
I'm not gonna say that it's the pinnacle of it. You know, like Destiny had an award-winning UI for a reason. It was very, very intuitive and understandable. And the way it worked was it had a nice flow to it. Marathon doesn't have that. It's not as crisp and well developed as the Destiny UI UX was. But I think it's very interesting. It's colorful, it's engaging. I like looking at it. It's good graphic design, but I would say it's like somewhat experimental graphic design, and that's probably why people are like not understanding iconography, or you know, like Tony said, iPad brain. They don't know that like just hover over the fucking thing and a tooltip will fly out and tell you some extra shit that you need to know. Like everything you need to know about what you're doing in Marathon or what a thing means is there in the game. It's not like Tarkov where you're just like, I read this item description and it's kind of unclear still, you know, like that's actually bad UX is in Tarkov. So what's up, Hyperons? How you doing? I want to read what you guys said. I didn't play, but from watching streams, the icons didn't stand out from each other. Yeah, so they have a very distinct style. It's this like 8-bit pixel art style for all the iconography. It's definitely a stylistic choice, but I don't think it's bad. There is one sort of thing that is problematic that I can give as an example. There are level 1 shields you could get, and they're exact same icon. They're both green. They both say, reinforced shield or something like that. And then if you look, one is worth 150 credits and one is worth 180 credits. If you look at them longer, they have different item descriptions. And one is you gain 1 extra shield slot. The other one is you gain 1 extra shield slot. Also, your shields are reinforced and take 50% less damage. So the 180 credit one is actually a better shield, but it looks identical to the 150 credit one. So that is a little bit of a problem. I'm not going to pretend like that's fine or excusable, because it's not. Like, of all studios, Bungie should have a solution for that so that it's easily understandable for the player to quickly look at 2 of those items and understand which one has the extra shield, durability, and which one does not. And that doesn't exist currently. Let's see. There are definitely people who hate on it for no reason and some legitimate concerns mixed in there. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Tony. Couldn't have been... Wait. What are you saying, Turning Cog? Couldn't have been Destiny had a Lannister holding the player's hand the whole way. Oh, you're talking about like Dinklebot. I mean, Dinklebot didn't tell you how to play Destiny. Dinklebot just added like pointless exposition that was very weird.
I thought he was just making a stupid joke and mixing Game of Thrones and Destiny together, but I totally forgot about Dinklebot. Yeah. No, that's a good one. It's deep.
No, he was going for Ghost. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
What's up, Adder? That's the fun part. Deciphering complaints about personal literacy and legitimate feedback. Yeah, dude. That's so real. We were talking about this morning. We were just looking at some of the feedback, and people would be like, man, I can't understand this. These icons are confusing. What if you did this? And then they would provide like 3 sentences of possible solutions. Really, the valid feedback is, this confuses me. And then you go like, well, what confuses you? And they're like, the color and the shapes. That's perfect feedback. That's great. Do not fucking tell the expert who does this for a living. Yeah. They will know how to fix it. They need to understand what you don't get about it and why it's not working. They don't need to have you tell them how to fix it. So I think that's another weird thing I'm seeing, is all these people like, I know how to make a game better. You're gonna shit post as much as you do.
I appreciate it, dude. I really do.
So anyway, I think Marathon's not going to kill the studio. I don't think it's going to be Concord 3. We already had Concord 2. That's Highguard. Highguard is officially closing everything down. So that's RIP. I don't think that's a shock to anyone. But Highguard is officially, what is it, 2 weeks, Tony? They're shutting the whole thing down?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think Marathon's going that way. There are people who really, really liked it. Like I was saying, my biggest gripes were solo play. I had much more memorable and interesting experiences doing solo play early in the server slam. On Saturday, I was using VoIP, and I was in an area, and I was like, hey there, I hear you clomping around up there. I know I'm not alone. I was like, I'm just a solo guy. I need to come in there and like touch this console and get like a data pad. Please don't shoot me. And then this guy responds with the in-game like emote system, the emote wheel, and he was playing his glitch, and I hear him go, you can trust me. And I was like, I don't know about that, buddy. You're saying I can trust you. You probably got your boys in there and you're ready to kill my ass. I was like, I'm on a free kit. I got like nothing interesting. Please don't kill me. And he's like, no, you can trust me. No, you can trust me. And I was like, oh shit. All right, I'm coming in. And then I like came in, and he's just like standing there with his knife and waving at me. I was like, oh hell yeah, dude. All right, we're cool. And then there was another guy I ran into, and I was like, you friendly over there, bro? Like we're chilling in this thing. It's kind of scary up here. And he just like wiggles his mouse up and down. He's like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, all right, take it easy, man. Like, so we had some good interactions there. Later in the wipe, or not the wipe, the weekend. So I played on Sunday. I was trying to do solos. And as we know from the Steam charts, at least on Steam, the player population dropped significantly. It was probably like, half or 2/3 of the initial bump. So a lot of the sweaties were in there. The people who were really into the game were playing, and they were not using VoIP. They were not friendly. They weren't trying to like have this emergent gameplay, social interaction shit going on. I would like get into communications and like I'd help them shoot a robot and be like, I'm just friendly, man. I'm just here. I'm trying to help you out. I just killed this robot. And then they all walk around the corner just pre-firing and gun me the fuck down. And I'm like, why did you do that? Like, you guys are so much more geared than me. I don't even understand why you would want to kill me. So I think there's going to be a mix of that. I mean, that's always the trade-off with VoIP and extraction shooters. You get some people who just don't care and they're not going to engage. But a lot of the really good juice in an extraction shooter comes from those emergent gameplay moments with social interaction, where you can like, you know, have some guy doing a silly voice and you're like, oh, this is fun. I'm gonna interact with this guy. So you were gonna call Redfall Concord 2, but it's still live, which is shocking. Dude, Redfall's still live? That is shocking. Redfall can't be put in the same bucket, dude, because Concord is dead, Highguard is dead. You know, it's just that ain't gonna happen.
Does Redfall has a server backend that has to be running for it to work? It's not like P2P.
Yeah, can you even talk about that, Adder? If you can, if you can't, whatever's cool.
At least it did on release, yeah.
Okay, so they're paying for servers. Interesting.
It's Microsoft first party though, right? Like, I don't know. At a point, they probably just go like, yeah, stick it on that thing in the back of the warehouse, like whatever. It's like it's a write-off.
Yeah, that's real.
I think they kept a couple engineers on it for shutdown to add an offline mode, but it still has active servers. Microsoft first party, yeah. So like Microsoft has a data center that, you know, they just put it in. It's different than like Highguard. The devs are paying Microsoft for the data center, basically. That's the difference. So
yeah, I think no one's surprised. Highguard is dead. No one cares. It's on scalable servers. Yeah, I would imagine. And like Tony said, it's just tax write-off. They're like, we already own all this shit. Just put the game over there. We'll figure it out if it gets big.
Especially if nobody's playing it, it has to be pretty low. So
yeah. What's the gamer's fault, Lander?
General statement.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you know we don't support that opinion here. I heard it was Jeff's fault. It's actually Jeff's fault. That's real. Yeah. Highguard dying? Nah, dude. That is definitely not the gamer's fault. That is the team of producers and MBAs that were like, we know video games, we're gonna make this game. It's their fault. They don't understand why gamers want to play games. Let's see. What do we have for news, Tony? We got interesting shit in here.
Just looking. We could do this one about PlayStation. We kind of talked about it last week, but now it's official. Here. This is the last one in the channel.
Oh shit. Yeah, Adder, this is probably something I don't even know. You might have sent this to us. But Sony is pulling back from PlayStation games on PC. So Sony's not going to put their games on PC now. I don't think that's a good choice.
Well, like we talked about last week, with Xbox not doing well and Nintendo not being legitimate competition, they can kind of use this as a way to like leverage people into having to buy a PlayStation to play games that they want to play.
No, Turning Cog, we might actually get like Sony's doing they're trying to get into that space and be supportive of indies. So there is like a whole indie marketplace on PlayStation. So it's totally possible, and you don't have to be huge to make it happen either. You just got to like know the right people and have the right conversations, and then you can get your game on the Sony. Lander, no, bro, you just don't understand. Yeah, exactly. No, Lander is not a secret marketing contractor from the Highguard team. No, he's a gamer. He's making jokes. Did you guys see Apple is doing GDC talks? Kind of curious what they'll be talking about. Maybe just graphic stuff. That's crazy. I didn't know that Apple was going to.
Yeah, I said that, you know, Apple wants gamers. It's like probably the one area that they have like almost no market share. Nobody games on a Mac. Turning Cog said it. The weird thing now, especially, is like they have these like M5 MacBook Pros now that have like 32 gigs of VRAM effectively in them and stuff. Like they would be very capable gaming machines if the kind of infrastructure around them started getting stood up, I think. But I don't know. They're for normies and business people generally, and gamers buy PCs. So maybe that will start to change. And nobody is very happy with Windows right now. So
I just had a vision, Tony, as you were talking about that. Last week I was lamenting Xbox like being put out to pasture and probably dying very soon. What if Apple fills the space and Apple gets in there? What if Microsoft is aware that Apple wants to get into that space and they're like, we should back out and let them go for it because we lost a bunch of money and a lot of resources and like, we've been negative for the last like 12 years. Yeah, what if there's a new Apple fucking console, dude? That would be crazy. And it's like integrated with all your Apple devices. That would be super nuts.
I mean, that's basically what they kind of have going on now. Is it's just like a shared ecosystem, and it's your experience is just based on the hardware that you're using, and they try really hard to just make it kind of a seamless thing. They announced new MacBook Flexes this morning that are like under $500 that have like high-end iPhone chips in them, which Android and Windows computers have been doing for a long time. But they have like a bunch of new laptops and new iPads that just came out. Like their lineup continues to get stronger, and everybody else's gets weaker. It's really interesting.
I bet they could do it. That would be sick. That would give me more hope. So Lander, I don't know if you were here last week, but I was talking about how Xbox is now being run by Asha instead of Phil Spencer. He stepped down. Asha was the former head of Core AI, and Asha is like already losing in the gamer cred department because Asha created her first Xbox Live gamer tag like a month before the announcement, something like that. She's basically not a gamer and is the head of Xbox now. So everyone's reading the tea leaves, going like they're putting Xbox out to pasture. They're gonna like start cutting teams and really focus on AI for developing software and all kinds of other shit like that, which is really sad. So I was upset because what that does to the greater state of the industry is there's now a power imbalance. There's no longer going to be a big three. There's going to be Sony and Nintendo just dominating the console space, and that's not good for the health of the industry. We need a third player in there to like really shake things up and cause problems. Having Microsoft in there was making Nintendo and Sony both do better. So if we lose Microsoft, then the console wars are healthy for gamers and for the industry. So yeah, it's not good. But if Apple comes in and fills the gap, that could be really cool. And then we're not in the hellscape anymore, which is great. So I hope that happens. Just speculating, obviously. Let's see. Asha already flying a plane into the ground. Yep. I'm going to Apple's HQ tomorrow to meet with them about something. Don't know what, but they want me there for 2 days. Hell yeah, Lander. I hope that's fun, dude. I've heard the Apple HQ is very cool campus.
Yeah, I would love to see it. It looks really cool.
No controller, revolutionary. They already did it with Vision Pro. Yes, Tony. I think the things about her are overblown. I saw people talking about her tweets being AI, but I didn't see it. The gamer tag thing might just be because she used to say gamer words or something. Gotta clean up her history. Dude, imagine like fucking executive at Microsoft uses gamer words. That'd be hilarious. She's on Fortnite cussing at like 8-year-olds. Man, get the fuck out of here, you fucking piece of shit. Hang on. Yeah, boo. How do I ban you? Get banned.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I need to report this person as well. Oh, fuck. We haven't had a shitter in so long. I got to figure out how to report them. There we go. We can do this thing. Whatever. There we go. Unknown user. Maybe they already got banned. Yeah, I think they got deleted by Twitch already. All right, anyway, that person's gone. Get them out of here. If you're using a Mac, you can't right-click their name. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's called a secondary click.
Yeah, you have to
hold down. You perform it with 2 fingers. So I don't really like that either. I always put it on just like clicking the right side of the mouse pad. But
Okay, so that's like the Sony stuff. High Guard is RIP.
yeah.
Oh no, that's what Adder sent us. Adder sent us a really interesting talk. If you guys want to check it out, it's from Embark Studios about developing the finals and their like destruction system. I'll post that in the Discord for you guys to check out. I didn't read the whole article, but it seemed like very interesting stuff in here. I'm gonna throw it in general game dev.
We'll put it in the chat as well if anybody doesn't want to go dig for it.
Sweet.
But yeah, it'll be in the Discord if you want to look at it later.
But yeah, it's pretty in depth, and it shows like the destruction system that they created, which they had to develop like a bespoke system for because they had to do it their own way, and it's pretty interesting.
The finals is in Unreal, as is Arc Raiders. So same dev team. They're pretty good at making Unreal games.
But Arc Raiders doesn't look like an Unreal game. What do you mean, Tony?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, we've talked a lot about how they use a very custom version of Unreal that is based off of like 5.0.3 or something like that. So they have none of the things that have come out since then, and they, you know, entirely proprietary, and it uses the NVIDIA. No, help me out here, Adder. I can't remember what it's called right now, but some sort of special NVIDIA tech that they took out.
Yeah, Turning Cog, you know, you're saying it seems like a lot of extra work to do that, but that's the thing you have to do to create a unique game feel. You know, it's the stuff that we've talked about a bunch on stream where like that's why AAA studios have their own game engine.
RTX Global Illumination is what I was trying to think of. Thank you.
There you go. Perfect. But yeah, you gotta make your own thing. You know, it's like the neighborhood that Tony's been building. Like no one else has built that. We got to build it on our own. So yeah.
Lander, I think, like he said, what has come to Unreal since their version? A lot of things. They put out 250, 300 like feature changes and updates in most versions, and I'm trying to think what some of the like highlights would be. The Megalights was one of them, but like Adder said, the thing that they're using is probably a better version of Megalights, and Megalights kind of sucks. But there's just been a lot of like performance improvements and random kind of like quality of life things. And there's like in 5.7, they're starting to roll out the nanite foliage system that they were showing off in the Witcher demo, and just some other stuff like that. So, you know, I don't know. There's so many things across so many different disciplines and things that you would do with Unreal that like the things that are specific to Embark even would probably just be kind of a small percentage of that. But if you were a, you know, virtual production person or making a film or something, there's like a ton of stuff for those things, as well as, I mean, I could go on and on. So.
I don't know if that would be rage bait Cog. I don't think anyone's as upset about it. But yeah, Adder's right. You know, chaos sucks. It's easier to get perf in line at that scale with a custom system. Chaos gets the job done if you're cool with 30 FPS locks. Yeah, totally.
You're talking about chaos physics?
Yeah. Because Turning Cog is like, why would you build that whole thing? Why wouldn't you just use chaos? That's why. Because you need
the chaos license
to
like
do.
Fucking insane.
You're thinking of Havoc.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Havoc is crazy. It's so very expensive.
$200,000 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the destruction that they were going for, and I think what is interesting that Adder also said is that the system they built to do destruction actually turned into like an interior space map generator. So like you could build levels with it because of the way they built the tool. So that's super fucking interesting.
A lot of Houdini, of course.
Yeah. Entirely focused on selling to Activision and other mega AAAs. Yeah.
Oh, wow, totally. I didn't read this. It says results in production, iteration speed from blockout to fractured asset in 4 to 6 minutes per change. 100 plus unique buildings shipped across 2 games, the finals and Arc Raiders. Collision and occluders, fully automated, 0 manual authoring. So that's a sick pipeline.
Yeah, Adder, I think Bungie was too. You know, Destiny used Havoc for sure. I mean, it was like, if you have the money and you could just be like, that's a solution and we can turn that on, it's fast. That's why you do it, right? That's why you
Well,
would
and
go
like
with
Destiny's
Havoc.
a custom engine, right? So
Yeah.
it's like you have to build your own physics system then. And
Yep.
if there's like a really good one off the shelf, like I can see the justification for it, especially back then when like they probably bought Havoc for Halo 1 and then just continued using it through all of their games past there. That's
That's
fine. Yeah.
that's a situation where an MBA is useful because they can do a cost benefit analysis and be like, hey, if we built our own physics system, it's going to cost us $2.3 million. If we
It's like
just
our entire dev team has built 5 games using it already, and we
Yeah.
already have like a boilerplate that has it and it works with our pipeline. So like, I don't know, do the math. And you know, $200,000 license doesn't sound that bad then. Yep.
Exactly. If you have infinite time and infinite money, you can do anything and it doesn't matter. But that's not reality ever.
And I think that conversation would be a lot harder today because I would imagine even if you're doing a custom engine, there's probably a lot of like open source off the shelf options that work really fucking good. And if you're using Unity or Unreal or Godot or anything, they have solutions built into them. Unreal rolled out this chaos thing that's supposed to be better in ways, but I think is maybe worse in ways too. So yeah.
I'm looking at the news and I see an article that makes me angry because this is more of that like big data analytics trying to drive video games. This thing says,
man, I'll put it up.
Okay. What the fuck? Get out of here with these ads. So I'm not. I have to clarify. This makes me annoyed because it's more of that like broad audience thing. It's not to say that women don't play games. They absolutely do. But using data analytics to be like, women are overlooked as, you know, a way to grow the industry. I don't think plenty of games nowadays that cater specifically to a female audience. So I think that's a foolish, you know, conclusion to draw if you're looking at big data. This is the same shit that leads to Concord when, you know, the MBAs are in there going like these or High Guard is actually probably the best example. You get High Guard because they're like, these are a mashup of all the best verticals in video games. So this is like, you know, we have extraction shooter, we have battle royale, whatever, right? And they like mash up a bunch of these components and go, everything says, you know, statistically that this should be a successful game, but they don't understand why players play games. So they release a game like High Guard that doesn't do well and is, you know, DOA like
any female gamers who see stuff like this just have to feel kind of like condescended and pandered to a little bit anyways, where it's just like, I don't know, you don't need to make games for women, just make like good games that everybody wants to play. Like we don't even need to be having this conversation. I think most like female gamers would probably appreciate that being the stance that most people took.
That's what I'm fucking getting at. Like female gamers are just gamers. They're not like special fucking snowflakes that you have to go like capture the female audience. Like that, it's crazy.
Like your wife plays Tarkov better than most people that I know. Like she loves that shit. And I loved what was the thing that she sent us that was like the average female experience, and it was like Tarkov and Animal Crossing on each.
I gotta see that. Yeah, we gotta put that up on the screen.
So
I think it was in a group DM with just us. So I'm gonna find it real quick.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Girlhood is a spectrum.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that's a great point. Like, my wife typically likes to play cozy games, puzzle games, survival crafting games, and Tarkov has just really fucking resonated with her, and she loves playing it. This weekend, while I was playing Marathon, she played some solo Tarkov on Lighthouse and got some PMC kills by herself. She killed 5, and I was like, I'm very proud of you. That's fucking amazing. So yeah, from Animal Crossing to Escape from Tarkov, like. And if you look at the Tarkov directory on Twitch, there are a ton of women who play it and they fucking love it because they're gamers. It's not they have, you know, this different brain or different interests. Like they just want to play fucking good games. So anyway.
Gingy got invited to play Marathon with Peanut before the game even came out. Like very prolific extraction shooter player.
Wait, what's Lander? I missed that. No bevy mention. What is the bevy mention? I mentioned it now, so we can talk about it. Women play games. I'm always suggesting games to my partner in her niche wants. Right side. That's true. Cog is always suggesting games for me to play. He started calling me his partner in public, guys. We've upgraded. Amazing, dude. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Another game about a musician. That game dev is on my shit list. Yeah, get him, dude. Oh, and talking about open source game engines, I'm kind of joking, but Rust. Yeah, because you're Rust pilled, bro. I understand. They should rebuild Unreal and Rust. Yeah, Tony, that would be great. It's such a good idea. What would it take? Like 5 years? Hundreds of millions of dollars?
People who learn how to use Rust be like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Carter was big on Rust. I don't even think he's writing code anymore. I think he's like a like customer partnership manager, like type of thing.
Rust was like a core component of his personality when I met him, though, for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. He would always try to talk to me about it, and I'd be like, "Bro, I'm not a software engineer. I don't write code." And he's like, "Oh."
Like, this programming language is so memory safe and efficient. I love it.
Seriously, he like, and I'd be like, I literally don't know what you're talking about. He's like, you make video games. I'm like, that's not what I do when I make video games, though. I do other stuff. I do like creative things. And he's like, oh. And I'm like, I've told you this like 8 times, bro. I was like, if you want to talk about Rust, you can talk to my wife about it. She's a software engineer. She will know what you're saying.
It's just probably like me where she's like, I know what Rust is, and I have never fucked with that stuff.
Yep. But she does it in her way where she's like, yep. Oh, that's fun. You know, like that was always her response. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, she's great. You guys don't know her very well, but she's very different personality expression than I am. She's always like really positive and very like, I don't know how to explain it. She's just like very cheerful, bubbly, positive. And, you know, I can be like pretty negative and get, you know, angry and rant about stuff. But our like core of who we are is very, very similar. So I don't know. It works for us, but yeah. And she abides my nonsense. So I like it. It makes me happy. Okay. So anyway, women are just gamers, guys. We got to stop being like women are these special snowflakes. Like it's fucking weird. Sounds like me and Cog. Yeah, I believe it. You guys hold hands. we can't say what that means, Tony.
No.
Let's see. Okay. There's apparently a new gameplay video of Control Resonant, which might be interesting, Tony. I can shoot you a link to that one.
Let me just put it up on the topic thing, and maybe it will show up.
There, I got a link for you.
Okay, word.
And it looks like Resident Evil 9 is like people are fucking loving it. So Resident Evil is doing well, which is great.
Maybe mocap will come through and tell us about it.
Yeah, where's mocap? Someone summoned mocap.
Yeah. Here's the what is this? Control Resonant. Maybe. Maybe we're just gonna look at a VGC logo.
I guess. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know.
No, I tried to put the there we go. Okay, sorry.
The Turning Cog said on that day we were all shooting each other in Tarkov, she was nowhere near that shit. Yeah, no, she's smart about it. She'll be like, that's chaos. I'm gonna just back away and like watch this happen and try to help. Yeah, no, she's good at that.
I have definitely watched her and Vince like blow each other up with grenades. So
okay, to be fair, I threw a grenade in the hallway. I said grenade out, and then she walked towards it, not realizing it hadn't gone off yet, and then basically stepped on the grenade and got killed by it. So that sucked. But very rarely do we kill each other.
Did you already reach its message?
Yeah, what's up, Artificial Sky? Respect gamer ladies. Like you do any bro. Yeah, exactly. So Lander, this is the new Control game from Remedy. They had a big flop with Firebreak, whatever the fuck it was called, FBC Firebreak.
FBC Firebreak, yeah.
And because of that, the CEO stepped down. They replaced him with a different person. They said, we're refocusing on our core stuff, the games that we make that are good, that people care about. And then they started talking about this Control game that they've been in development doing. And so this is like, you know, refocus, shifting their attention towards like the stuff they do really well, right? Alan Wake and Control and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be cool. I might like this a lot more than Control. Control, I just can't get into. And I recognize it's a good game. I'm not saying it's bad. It does not fit well for me.
There are
So
pieces of this that remind me kind of Infamous, which I think is cool. It's like
okay,
open world in like a city, and these dudes are flying around with these crazy powers and like fighting things. So I don't know.
that sounds neat.
Yeah.
Turning Cock says, I hope this doesn't give me a migraine like Control did. Yeah, one of the things with the art
With a
style,
chromatic
Control,
aberration or something.
very high contrast. And I know from working on Destiny with the Taken shader effect for Taken King, we did like the screen effect with these black tendrils that would come in on the screen. The very first pass of that was causing motion sickness and making people get headaches. And we had to rework the whole thing. So in that it's because it was high contrast. They like shifted everything to black and white, and they were like rapidly moving things. And I think that causes headaches and problems for some people. What the fuck happened to Starfield? I played like 10 hours, never picked it up again, never heard anyone talk about it again. The last update on Starfield from Todd Howard was that they're delaying an expansion for Starfield and working on Baldur's Gate, or not Baldur's Gate, the new Skyrim shit, Elder Scrolls. They're doing Elder Scrolls 6. So Todd Howard was like, we're still working on Starfield, but we're not going to release things for a little bit because we're, heads down focused on Elder Scrolls 6. So whatever that means. Nobody gave a fuck about Space Dragonborn. Yeah, real. I didn't, but I tend to be a Bethesda, whatever the opposite of an enjoyer is. I guess what I mean is Skyrim had so many clips and whatnot, but Starfield I saw no community engagement from. I think it's because the game was bad. Honestly, it didn't do it wasn't the game everyone thought it was going to be, which is Space Skyrim. I don't think it was ever Space Skyrim. I think it was like a very poor execution of that model that they figured out for making their games. I didn't play it. I'm just going off of what I heard from other people saying like, this doesn't do half the shit you can do in Skyrim. It does like a quarter of it, and it doesn't do it well. I like this fractal pigeon, This seems kind of cool. Like, yeah. Control resonance or whatever might be neat.
I think it's multiplayer too, which is a little enticing. Yeah.
This article makes me irritated. A prominent Call of Duty leaker says he's now retired following legal demands by Activision. Yeah. What do you mean retired? Like, dude was getting paid to leak shit? I guess what I mean is, yeah, I already read that. Sorry. Starfield, you mean loading screen? There you go. Artificial Sky's got the gamer opinions. Tell him why Starfield is bad, because I can't. Oh, Artificial Sky played Marathon. Our resident gamer DGen, who's up on all the culture wars stuff. What was your take on it, Artificial Sky? I want to have you be able to tell chat, so I'm not speaking for you if you don't mind. I will say I was like shocked. I did not expect this reaction from him, to be fair. But I played some with him back when I was doing the closed play tests. I definitely streamed some for him in Discord, showing him like what the game was. And he had a positive reaction to that, which I didn't expect. He was like interested. He's like, this looks compelling. And I was like, wait, what? This guy thinks this is compelling? Not calling it Concord 5 or whatever? Game's probably going to have content issues keeping people interested. Yeah, totally. I went over that saying like, the things that I talk about with you about the long tail pursuits and whatnot. I mean, we'll find out. It's out tomorrow. Tony and I are going to play it. We're going to play it on stream. So we'll be able to see what all of the, I'm sure it'll be much faster for us too, because we already did the early game progression. There's no way that shit's going to change. It's going to be identical. They probably just had a gate in there to stop players from getting too far. So yeah, we're probably going to be able to just rip through those early tasks.
I mean, I would be pleasantly surprised if that wasn't the case, and maybe they moved around where the objectives are and stuff like that, so that we're not just running back to the same spots. Like, that would be a cool thing to do. I don't know that they will, but
yeah. Artificial Sky, I think my take on it is that it's it's very similar in extraction shooter style execution to Arc Raiders, but it's a first person shooter with bungee shooting mechanics, which is good. That's really good. Yeah, it feels a lot like Arc Raiders to me, like casual, you know. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I enjoy Tarkov, I prefer Tarkov, but there's a lot of reasons for that. It's not that Marathon is bad game, and that's why, you know, I prefer Tarkov. It's Marathon is fine. It's great. I had a lot of fun playing it. Probably a bit too high concept for some people without explaining itself enough for the first for the 10 IQ ball gun players. Yeah, exactly. So before you joined the chat, Artificial Sky, I was talking about how I saw a lot of complaints about the UI UX. And my take on that was, as I was seeing people complain about it, I realized that these people were like barely literate. And my assumption is that it's a little too abstract and high concept for people to understand if they can't like read. So that's my thing. No, Tarkov isn't a sunk cost. I bought Tarkov a very long time ago, and I haven't played it consistently from when I bought it. The most I played was PvE, and that was you know, probably like 2 years ago was when I like started actually playing it. And I played like a big chunk of PvE when it came out, and then I played again after 1.0 came out, and I've been like playing it since 1.0 came out. So that's probably the longest stretch I've ever played Tarkov. I'm higher level than I've ever been, done more tasks than I've ever done, especially very hard things that I typically wouldn't have even considered trying to do. So yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. PvE is giving me a really good on-ramp to get back towards PvP. And I think I might want to get into it, but who knows? Maybe Marathon will scratch the PvP itch for me in a nicer way, because it's a lot less punishing than Tarkov. And I can enjoy Tarkov PvE and then play like Marathon for a PvP fix, you know. It might do it for me. Marathon needed like a 5-minute tutorial that sits the idiots down and explains them everything and walks them through before they can run. So I having built shit like that, Artificial Sky, those people they're not serviced with that, because they can't fucking read, man. Like when you put a bunch of words on the screen, they just skip through all that shit and they don't even know what the fuck is going on. And there is a tutorial in Marathon. It's I think it's pretty good. It's very, very low weight, bare bones, but I think it's pretty good. You basically get into like a solo instance. You have no guns. You have to go like pick up a gun, loot some shit, and then you know, kill a guy and then extract. Like it covers pretty much everything you need to know for the basics of learning the game. Yeah, no reading, voiceover. Yeah, voiceover is the correct way to do it. I mean, they do have that. And I would say it's like a 5-minute tutorial. Turning Cog says, my partner is a scientist and still skips tutorials. They don't need the Mega Man. The Mega Man is actually the worst thing you can do for illiterate people.
That's the yellow paint. Like, yeah.
Yellow paint is actually even better, because like an illiterate person can understand yellow paint. They can't understand Mega Man in like a text box.
I think it goes more back to what we were saying though, about like people get so used to the yellow paint that they like literally can't play a video game without it anymore, and that's not good.
So, I agree with that. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Yeah. I do think, you know, the like younger me needed the yellow paint, but as I started to learn about shit, I started to hate the yellow paint.
Yep.
And I enjoy using my brain to solve problems.
I think it's cool in Tarkov. I know we just kind of like always fucking praise Tarkov, but like the fact that, I don't know, everything in the environment is potentially interactable, and you don't really actually know what is, and the only indication is just like this little white dot that will appear sometimes when you inspect something close enough, which is kind of like an intuitive way to simulate what that would actually be like in real life. I don't know. It's very well done. And
I think Adder's comment here is actually like pretty poignant, because I agree. I've seen it too. He goes, I don't know, man. I've seen plenty of focus testers staring straight at the yellow paint and claim to be lost. My take on that, Adder, is that those focus testers are there for free lunch. They're not gamers. They're not like, it's the wrong kind of audience. But if you sit like an actual gamer down, they're fine with the yellow paint. The clearest example I can give is, this is a little weird, but for early on, we were developing the open world for D2. We had a user research study scheduled for analyzing Witcher. So I watched people playing The Witcher 3 to see what they engaged with. And like the comments these people were making were fucking insane. They were like trying to critique the game, like they were games journalists and whatnot. And I'm just like, they don't even understand what we're trying to analyze. Like the instructions were play Witcher 3 for 2 hours and you get paid and you get free lunch. That was it. And they were like, I really don't like the quest design here. You know, this waypoint I think is like not good. And it's like, dude, we didn't make this fucking game. Like, do you know where you are right now? You're not at CDPR. You're at Bungie, like playing Witcher. Like you should like use your fucking head, man. The sad part was we had more focus testers get lost than not, despite the yellow paint. So we removed the yellow paint and navigation notes didn't change much. We just let them get lost. It was what it was. Yeah, honestly, man, that's kind of the right way to do it. If you notice that your real gamers are getting lost, then it becomes a problem. You know, that's in my experience doing the maze with Trevor for the Commando 0 hour mission in Destiny. That was a big part of it. And we had, 3 months of iterative passes to make the maze readable. And then, I've told you guys before, there was this moment where it all just came together and everyone just understood it. And it was great. And I was like, cool, we're good. We don't need to fuck with it anymore. Let's polish it and ship it. And then, we just touched everything up and made it pretty and shipped it. But yeah, it was, I think it's more valuable having like gamers play a game. And the hardest part when you have a gamer playing is they're going to tell you what they think you should do. And that is irritating because it's like, I don't want that. I want you to just tell me how you feel. So, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Call of Duty leaker, whatever. I don't know if I want to read this one just because it's political. Oh shit. Okay, no, this is interesting. So the current political administration in the United States is evaluating whether or not they should allow Tencent to keep market shares, or not shares, but investment in American video game and entertainment companies. That's really interesting, especially when you consider what's happening with the EA fucking privacy thing being bought out. So why is it important to get Tencent out of there, but like let Aramco or whatever the fuck get into yeah, I'm with you on that, Adder. That's what? That's a little crazy, guys. But yeah, so I'm reading this and I'm like, U.S. officials have held meetings to decide whether Tencent investments in U.S. gaming firms pose a security risk. I mean, yeah, that's actually kind of real. That includes stakes in Epic Games, Larian, and Krafton, as well as shares in Ubisoft and many others. It also owns Riot Games and Supercell. This line is funny. President Donald is due to meet his Chinese counterpart.
President Donald.
Yeah, they don't even say his full name. They say to meet his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. Like, what the fuck, dude? Why do you call him President Donald and then you call like Xi by his full name?
Should have called him Ping.
Yeah. According to one source, they're even negotiating measures with the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. to mitigate Washington's security concerns. Interesting. Man, the game industry is very volatile in the last like 3 to 5 years. It's getting crazy. China looking through their inventory for unused jets right now. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think you guys are not far off on that. It all makes sense. You see how Square is laying off 40% of its staff for agents? No, dude. Let me Google real quick. All right. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I'm seeing the AI is confused in this search. Squaresoft, the parent company of Square, Cash App, and Afterpay, is laying off nearly 40% of its workforce. Oh, you're talking about Jack Dorsey? Is that what you're talking about? I thought you were talking about like
I thought Square Enix. Yeah.
yeah, I thought Square Enix. I thought that's what you were talking about. Okay, yes, I did see that.
Right.
I did see that. I'm tracking. Okay, that is correct. All right. Yeah, so Jack Dorsey was like, we got to cut 40% staff and replace them with AI agents. That's very interesting. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, Adder. Previous administrations used COD and Battlefield to boost enlistment numbers in the military. Current admin about to go all in. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't just that, Adder. I don't know if you remember, there was a game called America's Army, which was a mil sim. It was a pretty fucking good game, and it basically just simulated what it was like to join the military and then go like fight in war.
Kind of played like SOCOM a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like or like Rainbow Six, right?
Yeah.
Or
like a lot of like
or armor
and like moving from cover to cover and like giving commands to your units and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, or like, you know, Tarkov or Arma. It was similar to that. And
it was free
paid for by the
and
government.
I remember downloading it and just being like, I'm being targeted right now. This is this is the entire scheme. This game is free. They want me to play it. They want me to think it's cool. Like I can't fall for it.
It was cool. Admittedly, it was cool. It was a cool game. It wasn't very well fleshed out, unfortunately. Adder says he worked on it as a contractor back in the day after he worked on Project Reality. That's sick, dude. 16-year-old me making propaganda video games. Hell yeah, dude. No, like, yeah, I guess like Matrix agents, Mr. Anderson. The ball work is looking good, gents. I'm glad you approve of our ball work, dude. Tony, did you do anything else to this thing other than add the screens on there?
No. Yeah. I'm behind the scenes right now. I'm working on hooking the Twitch stream up to Unreal a little better, like we were talking about last week. So I'm just putting this up here while that's working. But I'm trying to just start by like, I want Unreal to know about messages and bits and channel points and gifts and subs and all of that. And then we'll start building some shit around it.
Brightside, what's your take on the whole Square thing with Dorsey, bro?
What's your take on Dorsey?
Yeah, dude.
I'd like to hear that, to be honest. Yeah.
Brightside, come on. Conspiracy time. What's your take on Jack Dorsey, bro? Get in there.
I can never figure out what to think about Jack Dorsey. I go through a lot of, you know, periods of thinking that he's kind of based and then thinking that he's really cringe like Elon. So I don't know.
I mean, I feel the same way about Elon, really based and then really cringe. And
no, Elon is pure cringe. Only gets it's just how cringe he's going to be on a given day. That's all.
His ratio of cringe is incredibly high in the last few years since buying Twitter. Yeah,
like dude needs to get off the internet. And he's up there. End game.
The best player of Diablo 4 that ever existed.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh shit, that shit is so funny to me.
The fact that he cares about that in the first place is very telling. So
that's insane. Richest man in the world cares about his Diablo 4 fucking internet stream.
And very clearly like pays somebody to play his account for him so that he can be that because he cares. And yep, I don't know. Don't get me started.
Adder says I loved when Elon's kid also called him out as a shit gamer.
Yes.
Dad, you fucking suck at video games. Like literally every father, even the richest man in the world, is susceptible to that. That's fucking hilarious. Give me the real army experience, the E3 Mafia sim. What was the E3 Mafia sim, bro? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Artificial Sky. You lose me sometimes with your internet references. E4? What the fuck is E4, dude? I thought you just meant E3.
E4 like a rank.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
But why would it be an E4 Mafia? Like NCOs are fine, you know? NCOs are the guys protecting everyone underneath, you know? E4, E5. It was a spoof video that dropped a few months ago. Oh, Elon's kid? Oh, grunt shenanigans, dude. Yeah, grunt shenanigans are pretty fucking fun. I'm not gonna lie. I've participated in many grunt shenanigans as a civilian, which is hilarious and classic grunt shenanigans. Oh, the E4 Mafia video. Okay, I see. Yeah, I'm not. Despite the fact that I'm online and I like keep my finger on the pulse of stuff, there's a lot of shit I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about because I'm not on there all the time. I think I've told you guys before. In my spare time when I'm chilling, I'm usually not scrolling anything or looking at social medias whatsoever. I fucking hate that stuff. I'm watching movies and shows and reading books and like consuming stories to do creative stuff. So that's where I spend my free time is doing that, playing games, watching, movies and shows. Which reminds me, I forgot to mention this. This weekend, I started watching The Wire. Interesting TV. It's pretty good. I've never seen it before. You seen The Wire, Tony?
No, I know it's up there as like one of those shows that people think is amazing.
I think it's dated,
Yeah.
but it's like an NCIS or like a Reacher or something like that, but it takes itself a lot more seriously.
I mean, NCIS is pretty dated, but I like it.
Adder says, no, Adder, you don't need to defend it, dude. It's totally fine. I was saying that as in like most people are on the internet, like fucking around and doing stuff. Like most human beings do that. It's totally okay. I think it's bad for people, but I'm not like criticizing the behavior. It's totally fine. Do what you got to do.
I saw this
Yeah, I
thing
know.
recently that was like the way to be the best at your job is just to like be very responsive to everybody's messages, and then you don't actually have to do anything. And I think that's
Yup.
like one of the realest things I've ever read. And it's good advice for you too. Like if you're at your job and you want everybody to love you and think you're amazing, you don't have to like do a really good job. You just need to like be responsive and be in a good mood when they try to talk to you, and that'll get you like way
And
farther than just about anything
yep.
else you could do.
And if you're helpful on top of that, you
Yep.
become like the go-to guy.
You could just be like minimally helpful on top of that. You don't have to be like going crazy over the top working 80 hours a week or anything. You just need to be like a consistent, reliable person when they need you, and like that will take you so far. And it sounds really obvious, but like people cannot figure that out. Like you will come across so many people in your working life that just like cannot master the basics like that, and it will really show you why they are where they are.
Yeah, and they're like dismissive or rude or mean
Yep.
when you ask them a question. They're like, "I'm busy, dude. I got my own job to do." And it's like,
Yep.
we're on the same team. I
And
can't
again, they
figure
could
this
have
out.
just like said that to you nicer, and it would have been fine.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
like, yep.
Artificial Sky. I'm familiar with E4. I have friends who are E4s, so like, I understand. And E4 is actually not that low of a rank either. Yeah, like my, you know him. Cladden. Cladden was an E5, retired E5. But that's not that low of a rank. E4, I think, is sergeant. I think it's an NCO, which this is the weird thing. As an enlisted man in the military, you are, regardless of what ranking you are as enlisted, you are lower ranked than in O1. Any officer outranks you by a significant amount. There's nuance to that. If you're like in E7 and an O1 is talking shit to you, everyone's going to fuck that O1 up because they understand the E7 is like career military guy who's like bled for the country and done everything in his power and is ultimately faithful to like the service apparatus. And this O1 like probably just came out of fucking officer school and he's being a piece of shit to like flex his rank. So he's going to get fucked up by his superiors for messing with chief or whatever. Become the go-to guy girl for questions. That's basically me for my current job. One of the reasons I'm leaving too. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they want to keep you. Well, no, we talked about that. They were like, your position can't really work anymore. So here's another job, which is cool at a different company. Adder says, I was promoted to my first lead spot purely because I was the only dude answering questions other departments had. Yeah, man.
Well, and I would say on the flip side too, not being responsive is the easiest way to get people being skeptical of you and scrutinizing your work very closely and monitoring everything that you do and blah blah blah. Like if somebody messages you and you just get right back to them and you're like, yep, got it, take care of it, let you know when it's done, you don't even have to do it right then, but they just feel good about like the fact that you're responsive and you're gonna take care of it. And you do have to take care of it, of course, like, but I don't know, it'll go the other way around though, where somebody messages you and they don't hear back from you for a day, and then that's where you start getting pipped and all of the things that you will not want to happen at your job. So easy way to avoid it.
Yeah, Adder, you're right about that. You better be real fucking good at what you do if you aren't active in chat, at least in games.
Yep. I've worked at a lot of jobs where it's just like stated in responsibilities and stuff up front that it's like that's part of your job and you have to do it, and if you don't do it, you're going to be in trouble. So
yeah,
especially
and
when you work remote and you're online, you're not in the office with people. Like it's the only way people can talk to you and communicate with you. They have to be able to rely on you getting back to them in a reasonable amount of time.
my problem is that I'm not a good soldier to the leadership people. I push back on things that leadership will say, and but I'm the helpful guy to like people at my level or lower, right? Like that's always what I did. So the people, if anything, if you're using the military analogy, I was a good sergeant, I was a good NCO. I would tell the officer like, hey, you're fucking up, you're doing something wrong, like don't do this. And they would hate that because they're like, you don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, whatever it is not fucking correct. So hey, what's up, Sushi? How you doing, brother? So yeah, that was always like my problem, is that I would have beef with like the higher ups all the time. And it's not because I would come at them aggressively or anything, but I was just not afraid to like raise my hand and be like, hey, this is a bad idea, let's not do that. And they'd be like, what do we do instead? And I'd be like, this. And they'd be like, that's stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'd be like, are you saying that because I called you out when you asked for feedback? Which is usually the case. Yeah, they didn't like it because I made them look foolish in front of other people. We're doing good, Sushi. We covered a bunch of game news. Acid Hex likes the ball work. I think he was going for jokes there, but yeah. And then we're talking about a bunch of stuff in the games industry. Yeah. Adder says, yeah, that too, especially as a principal or lead. My interviews for said roles are usually just talking about communication and day-to-day structure, them assuming I can already do the art side of things. I know you love balls, Sushi. We talked about Night of the Seventh Kingdom, or Seven Kingdom, whatever the fuck it is, Seven Kingdoms. Why is my ball not my chat color? We have that.
Well, that's about to be a thing. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, we have that. Don't you worry.
I have like legitimately gone down the mental path of like the equivalent of like Apex gun skins for your marbles that you guys could acquire in various ways. I don't know if we'll actually do it, but it could be a thing. Like they could get really crazy. They could be layered. They could be made of glass and have like a little thing on the inside. Like, I don't know.
Helldivers has problems right now. What are the problems with it, Artificial Sky? I know you're a big Helldivers guy. I've played a bunch with you, but I know that you've continued to play it and you really liked it.
What was the headline I saw? It was like the Helldivers community is challenging the game director to play the game on difficulty 10 because the balancing is really fucked up or something, and he clearly doesn't play the game himself. I'm sure she can explain it better than I can, but I saw that headline.
LFQ, we don't see you as a wallet. We see you as a very caring and supportive member of the community. So yours would be hearts and hugs. That's what it is.
It'll look significantly cooler than everybody else's. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, you're not a wallet, bro. I know you probably feel that way sometimes, but no, you're awesome, dude. Don't even trip. Community has a glazed problem, and the community is trying to get the devs' eyes on problems. What's the glazed problem? Are they like? What do you mean, Artificial Sky? Don't do that. Don't make it hugs and hearts. Oh, he said don't make his special. We forget, dude. He's Scandinavian.
I'm gonna make him at least minimally customizable for you guys. That's definitely part of the plan. It might start being like your Twitch color or something like that, but we have the whole website and it's all connected to all of this already, and it's connected to your Twitch. So the idea should be that you can go on there and we'll have like some simple interface where you can at least like pick your colors or style or something.
LFQ, we believe in you because you believe in us. That's what it's all about. We're gonna be a Care Bear stream soon. I mean, I liked Care Bears. I was the right age for that. Slap your logo on the ball. Yeah, I was thinking it'd be neat if we could There's probably a way we could do it, but we could like scrape your Discord avatar or something like that and throw that on there. But that's problematic because then we could get someone that like makes there's a wiener, you know, and then we're like, oh great, the wiener is rolling around in the fucking scene and we're in trouble now.
I'm guessing at least early on it's going to be colors and maybe like materials.
Yeah.
And you'll have some control over, you know, what you have there.
Artificial Sky says the community issued a charity challenge to play D10 with whack builds and show how busted some shit is. And toxic dev glazers doxed and death threat the OP.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so you're saying the community was like, hey, man, you're ruining this. We like all these fun things, so fuck you, and we're going to attack you in real life? Is that what you're saying? LFQ wants the sausage fest on screen. Okay, he doesn't want hearts and hugs. He wants wieners. All right.
Got it.
Okay. You can't fucking win them all, bro.
You guys ever see those like acrylic bowling balls that they'll put like a fucking bottle of Budweiser in or whatever?
It's like clear.
Yeah, no, we'll have that. Like your marble can just be like a clear ball with like a hot dog in it or something.
eggplant, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn, that's crazy, Artificial Sky. I guess gamers are going to be gamers no matter what, right? Like mystery men? What do you mean? What do you mean mystery men, Turning Cog? No glazers are toxic as fuck, and the rest of the community wants the game fixed. Are these glazers like the dev apologists that people often refer to? See, I told you guys, Artificial Sky is our resident like gamer degen culture wars guy, you know? He knows about all this shit. Yeah, okay, so they're like, game is perfect, shut up. Yeah, that's not good. But so okay, here's the thing. People out there on the internet thinking that you're yelling loud enough to get the devs to do anything, it doesn't really work that way. It all comes down to the wallet. And when you see the numbers change, that's when those decisions get made. So yelling really loudly on Reddit or Twitter won't change anything. It just doesn't. It's noise. You have to avoid it because, you know, some 14-year-old with a Twitter account is going to say some shit to you like, you know, you're lazy as fuck. How could you do this? You're ruining my favorite game. There was so much potential, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, you've never had a job before. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. There was a skull in the bowling ball that one of the lead characters used. Oh, and Mystery Men. Okay, I got you. I always think of Kingpin with what's the guy's name? Adder? Pete something? But yeah, anyway, the bowling ball with the rose inside of it that Bill Murray was using in Kingpin. That shit's so fucking good. Let's see if we got any more Vigigame news. Oh, Artificial Sky, you'll like this one. We talked briefly about how there was an analyst firm for the games industry suggesting that female players are an overlooked opportunity for growth in the industry. And all of us agreed that female gamers are not special snowflakes. They're gamers just like all of us. Pete Weber, King of Kings. Exactly, Adder. Thank you. Pete Weber type shit. But yeah, I'm sure you would enjoy that discourse, Artificial Sky. Who do you think you are? I am. You went bowling this weekend? What'd you bowl, dude? Like, what's your average that you bowl? Inner Tom Smallwood? How do you guys know all these fucking bowlers, man? What is this? Why do you guys like? What the fuck? Wait, is this like a thing that I missed? Like because I'm slightly too old that like bowling had like this fucking renaissance on like the internet? Turning Cox says I want to date one time. A girl gamer whooped my ass at Street Fighter. They don't need special treatment. So that reminds me, we were at PAX one year and we got all like dressed up to go out to some dinner or something. And then we went over to what was that fucking barcade? Oh my God, I can't remember it. It was right by the convention center. Anyway, we went over to the barcade over there, and my wife was intoxicated, and we were, she's played a lot of Tekken in her day. And I think she played one of my buddies, utterly fucking destroyed him, and she was shit talking. And there was some, fucking neckbeard, well, actually, glasses guy had a quarter on the machine, and he went up to play her, and she was fucking trash talking him the whole time. She was like, "Yeah, bitch, suck it," and like, she's wearing like a nice dress and like super pretty, and she's just fucking beating his ass on this arcade machine. It was so funny. I was like, "Honey, maybe don't go a little too hard on this guy. We don't know him." And she goes, "Oh shit, I thought that was like, one of our friends." And I'm like, "No, that was a random guy you were trash talking." She's like, "Let's walk away now." And I was like, "All right, cool." It was fucking funny. It was really funny. Blacked out sunglasses, wrist guards. Hell yeah, dude. Started watching Vintage PBA and Brightside stream a couple weeks ago. Ah, that's what it is. Hell yes, dude. Yes, you are, Artificial Sky. I know that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, anyway, they're not special snowflakes. They're gamers just like the rest of us. Oh, you were here for that convo? All right, sweet. I just didn't see you engage with the topic. I figured it was something you might be interested in, but it's all good. Let's see. Yeah, RE9's doing well. I don't think there's any other gaming news other than like, I thought the Tencent thing was more interesting than, I was worried. When you look at games journalism and games journalism starts talking about politics or references politics in any way, it's usually a very specific message. But this one appears to just be a report saying like Tencent might be regulated because the American government doesn't like them having this many shares. They consider it a national security concern. Oh, I got you, Artificial Sky. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Yeah, Tencent Detail is a huge deal because there are other foreign investments in American entertainment companies that aren't Chinese. So like this is very specific to with Tencent. Brightside says, "Man, what happened with Anthropic is crazy." Tony's more plugged into the AI stuff, so he can probably talk about that better than I can. Are we talking about how the Pentagon was like, you have to take the guardrails off? Is that what that is?
Told them they had to take the guardrails off, then almost deemed them a national security risk, and then I think they backed off on that, and then struck a deal with OpenAI within like a matter of hours, and then Sam Altman came out yesterday and said that the deal was rushed, and they agreed to things that they weren't comfortable with, and they want to change it now, but I don't think the government's going to let them, and they've lost like millions of users that have canceled their accounts because of it, and a bunch of their engineers quit, and and then I think they came out after all of this happened and admitted that they still used Claude for a big part of the Iran operation that they did after all of this came out. Because I think people inside, much like myself, go, yeah, but Claude is a lot better than ChatGPT, so I want to keep using that, please. So, yeah. I don't know.
Brightside saying it's the
crazy
first time it's the first time that a US company could be deemed a supply chain risk. How would it be a supply chain risk for AI? Because the AI is being supplied to the government for national.
I think they're trying to make some argument that like if the company is not willing to like play ball with the wishes of the government, that they're like against the government and that deems them a risk. Like playing.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and Claude got knocked out in the area because an AWS facility was hit by munitions. Yep. Yeah, that was this weekend. There's a lot of crazy news, over this last weekend, out in the real world, not in the games world. I can understand it. People are freaking out. I get it. If you guys want to talk about it, you can. I don't know that we can necessarily dive in on any of those details just for the risk of like being clipped out of context or anything. I don't want to get there. The fact that came to them first means that Claude has the best system. So the fact that they're now going to the next company means that they're willingly using a worse company.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Adder, you're right. There's not many game studios left at this point to even write news about. Yeah, we're in we're in AAA austerity. Everyone's like closing down, and everything's tightening up, and people are not taking risks. They're leaving it to the indies to take all the risk, which I think is a good thing for indies because there's a glut of indie slop out there. There's so much. I think we talked about Next Fest last week or whatever, and we were looking at the games and we were just like, why would I buy this? And then a couple months ago, we talked about a statistic that was like, was it 50% of new released games in the last year were, so we're talking like 2025, had less than one review on them or something like that?
Yep, or maybe
like
less than
10, 2?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they had like a single review, and it was like 50%. That's like thousands of games. Artificial Sky says life's good and 80% of my department is going to be fired because they can't stop spending on the homeless. Damn, bro. I mean, that's like a where you live type situation. That's rough, dude. Are you going to be okay? I assume you'll be okay. I've known you for a while, and you've gone through some crazy shit and survived. Yeah, he goes, yee. All right, sweet. He's going to be okay. Glad to hear that, man. Artificial Sky, are you definitely buying Marathon this weekend? You're the 5% that's going to be okay? Nice. I don't think your math's good there. That only adds up to 85%, but still. I'm glad you like that one, Sushi. Sushi, what were you? So you told me a little bit in a DM. What were your thoughts on Marathon? Are you buying it this weekend or no? I already know the answer, but I want to hear what you have to say. Artificial Sky says, shrug. I don't know yet. Honestly, bro, I think that's a good take. You should wait a little bit because I think you were interested, but you were a little lukewarm on it. So you should wait, and I will give you more of a verdict. I'm definitely buying it. I'm going to play with Tony, so we already committed to that, so we're going to get in there, and I'll give you guys more info. If it were $30, you might consider it, says Sushi. Interesting. The rest is just management and board members. The other 15%, yeah. If homies are playing, then yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know what the squad is going to look like for this weekend, but we're definitely going to play on stream tomorrow. Probably just duo, me and Tony.
My wife's out of town all weekend, so I'm planning to put some marathon hours in.
Hell yeah. Sushi didn't like that there was no duos option and shitty sound design. Dude, the shitty sound design I was ranting about, I think, before you came in. I had a very negative moment, and I told you about that already. I was at Hauler, and like I couldn't tell which fucking direction the guy was from. I thought for sure he was in front of me and below me, or above me, and he was actually behind and below me.
I think they said they are doing duos, maybe by release. So I've heard him talk about it.
Sushi, they do support duos in if you have a homie that you're playing with, you can turn off crew fill. So you just queue with two and you don't get a random. So you can do that. But like, I understand it's not a dedicated duos playlist. It's not the same thing. You're going to still queue with threes, that doesn't feel great.
I don't know. I like the game of if you run a two, they kind of think you might have a third, and
yeah,
you can use that to your advantage sometimes.
Yeah, that's exactly what Sushi's saying. But then you get duos against teams of three. I think
you just gotta play to your advantage and make them think you have a third when you don't, and they'll play differently, and then you can, I don't know. It's a disadvantage no matter what, for sure. But yeah,
you're not wrong, Sushi. That's my biggest criticism is the emphasis on three-person squad. Everything's balanced around that. Quick TTK 2v3 is painful most of the time. Yes, you can't get into a straight up gunfight in a 2v3. You cannot do it. We dumpstered enough threes. Yeah, we definitely did. Brightside and Adder are still stuck on you saying you're going to game this weekend because your wife's out, which is pretty funny. Brightside said some marathon and masturbathon because you're about to be a gamer. And then Adder said not a single flush toilet in the whole house.
You guys think I'm a fucking animal, okay?
Tony is not an animal. He flushes the toilet. He's not jerking it all day. Honestly, I want to talk about conspiracy theories. The seat down fallacy is a big one. All right, let's go, Brightside. Let's go.
I haven't heard this one.
Get in there. Adder says not even a conspiracy. Yeah, what's the seat down fallacy? I know this is probably toilet related, but yeah, let's get in there. Yeah, sushi, talking marathon, that problem is exacerbated if you're trying to play solo. I do feel like they bias the solos to only be solos, but I don't know if that's true, because I definitely ran into 3-man squads as a solo, and that feels very bad. I'm no slouch of a gamer, but if you don't have the jump on the team of 3, it's basically over, and it's especially bad with how often a team will come up on you. I'd rather just allow people to play duos only as an option. I mean, I can agree with that, honestly. I think solos should be solos, duos should be duos, and 3s should be 3s. That seems fair. But the risk is that, especially with this brand new game, they don't know how big their numbers are going to be. And when you segment the pool like that, matchmaking times go up. You may get an imbalanced, session where you've got not a full allotment of squads or players in the game, and then it feels really empty, and then you're no longer playing a PvPvE game. You're just playing PvE. So there's a lot of consequences for that. So I could see them not doing a strict duo queue for a little bit. They need to see what the numbers look like for the player base. Tony about to try all the new Taco Bell menu items. Perfect timing with the wife away.
Bro, they got some new Taco Bell menu items that I tried the other day, so I'm ahead of the game on this one, and they're fucking good. So I'll probably be revisiting the Taco Bell menu items. Don't get me wrong.
What are the new items, dude? I don't even know about this.
Right now they got fuck, I don't know. It's like Cantina chalupas, but they're the chicken bacon ranch ones, and the chicken bacon ranch chalupa is probably like my favorite Taco Bell menu item of all time, and they don't bring it back too often. So,
okay, all right,
that's pretty exciting. And what else did I get? They have new it's like nachos Bel Grande, except all of the toppings are just in a cup, and you get the chips on the side, and it's like half the price, and that was good because I always like to get the chips and cheese. So. I don't know.
Chips and cheese are fucking good, dude.
Chips and cheese is good, but it's gotten to be like $2.99 now, which feels like a travesty. And I want to say this thing that I just explained, which is just chips and cheese and more things, is like also $2.99 right now or something. So that's a much better value for your money. I don't know.
What the fuck are they doing out there, man? That's crazy.
Dude, a chalupa is like $7 now, and a beefy 5-layer is $5. And a beefy 5-layer when I was in high school was 99 cents for sure, because I would eat them all the time.
All right, Artificial Sky, I like the nacho cheese, but a 16-ounce cup of nacho cheese is crazy. I'm just saying, that's fucking crazy, dude. That's too much. What are you going to do with all that? Are you just like eating it with your finger when you run out of food?
Cheese.
Yeah. Like, dude, you don't have enough food to like use the correct ratio of nacho cheese there. You still got like half a cup.
Like, you see those people that go to Cane's and they're like dipping the bread into like a drink cup full of the cane sauce. And I'm like, why? Like,
dip my Cane's tendies in it, dude. That's literally he's doing it. Amazing.
I tried Cane's recently for the first time after maybe trying it one other time a very long time ago, and I liked it a lot more this time because I remember being really unimpressed last time. But
turning cog is sipping cheese the rest of the day. Also, you got Adder with the I mentioned the Taco Bell thing, and then you went off for a little bit about Taco Bell, and he was laughing his ass off at that.
Yeah, you didn't expect me to have an informed opinion about Taco Bell.
It was perfect, dude. It was fucking perfect.
There's a Taco Bell there. I live kind of in the middle of nowhere, but in my neighborhood there are 2 restaurants, and it's a McDonald's and a Taco Bell. And so I try not to go to them too much, but they're by far geographically the closest things to me by a lot. So it's sometimes an easy.
I've never had Cane's, and I don't care.
Cane's has like 3 menu items, which is weird. But last time we were going, because Amy was like house sitting somebody's house that was like right next to a Cane, so I was like, let's try it. And I got like the Caniac combo, fucking everything they make, and it was pretty good. But I don't know, probably not worth like $17 or whatever it was.
Yo, that's
Popeyes is
real.
better. That is real.
Popeyes
Artificial
is
Sky.
definitely better.
Popeyes is better than KFC, and it's definitely better than Cane's. And there's probably
Better
some
than
other things
Chick-fil-A.
that it's better than Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I fucking love Popeyes. That is my goat.
Wait, Adder doesn't like it? Oh shit, Adder's mad. You don't like Popeyes, bro? You're
Let's go
crazy.
so hard, dude. Oh my god.
No, you're wild, dude. What do you mean?
Bro.
What's your preferred tendy then? Adder's very upset that we're glazing Popeyes. Chad is going to war over fried chicken. Yes, dude. I mean, that's you got to go to war. Popeyes is solid, but Cane's is way better. All right, see, I've never had Cane's, so I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like in a head-to-head, a Popeyes tendy is like way crispier and more satisfying than a Cane's tendy, but I don't know.
I also really like the Popeyes sides.
Call me
Red
biased.
beans and rice, the fucking Cajun mashed potatoes.
I get the Cajun mashed potatoes and the fries every time, and I dip the fries in the potatoes because I fucking love that shit.
Dude, the Cajun gravy with the giblets is fucking
so
amazing, dude. It's so good.
I also think Popeyes is very hit or miss. Like, I'll go to the same location, and it's like, depending on who's working, last time they changed the fry oil, blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes it'll be like one of the best things I've ever eaten, and sometimes I won't even finish it because it's not that good. So,
LFQ, I'm going to be real with you. I think all the things we're talking about, you might be like, this is fucking disgusting.
It might kill you if you tried it. Yeah.
The European would be like, ugh, you guys are arguing over which pig slop is better? No, we're not. We're not American.
Yeah, so I see Bojangles mentioned, and we don't have Bojangles here, so I cannot talk about that. But I know that Bojangles probably blows everything that we're talking about out of the water, from what I understand, because people say that Bojangles and Jollibee are apparently incredible, and I really want to try both of them.
I love that LFQ put restaurants in quotes. That's killing me.
Popeyes barbecue over cane sauce. Yeah, I go blackened ranch at Popeyes usually, but yeah.
No, the Popeyes barbecue is really good. Artificial Sky is right about that. Right. My go-to is usually the tendies, the like Cajun tendies, not the blackened ones, but with the spice under the
spicy
batter.
Tendies. Yep.
Those are really good, and I get that with the barbecue sauce, and it's fucking amazing. Lander, I don't know that I've ever had Ezzels, and you said it's gone so far downhill. Yeah, when I was out there, I would just eat Taco Bell, to be honest. But most of the time, I would get like Chinese food because we have what you would expect for American Chinese food out here in Colorado. So going to, Washington and having this like really nice array of really good food that was not American was fucking fantastic. So that's mostly what I would eat. Yeah, I've never had it, dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, what is it Ezzels or Ezzels?
What is it?
Famous chicken. I've had Bakabak. Oh, dude, this looks pretty good, man. Ezzels fried chicken, whatever. Okay, so wait, Brightside wrote a big thing. If I put the seat down to pee, or put the seat up to pee, I don't know which one, then put it down after I'm done, that's 2 seat reps per event. This means that if a woman goes into pee, they can go in with 0 seat reps. Would it not be fair and equitable arrangement if both men and women both shut the lids after they are done, not to mention sanitary reasons? Yes. I hear what you're saying.
I wasn't thinking shut the lid. I agree with that. Shut the fucking lid.
Shut the lid. The reason for this, guys, is like, you may not know this, but when you flush a toilet with the lid up, you're blowing particles into the fucking air. Anything that's in there has been like partially vaporized, and it becomes this like mist of
shut the lid and put the seat down. It's 2 different things. Everybody should just shut the lid. I agree with this logic. I was like not really on board with what you were saying, but that you've completely changed my mind. I agree with that logic. Everybody shut the lid, end of conversation. We don't even have to talk about it anymore.
Yep. Shut the lid, put the seat down, whatever you got to do. But yeah, shut the lid.
In a porta potty, especially, shut the fucking lid so that when the next person has to go in, especially if it's a guy and just using the urinal, don't have to experience all of that. Just have the lid be down. That'd be great. Like, society as a whole would be better. I'm so on board with this.
Yeah. Tony's spitting facts, man. So we agree, boys. We're taking a stand against toilet etiquette. Yeah. I mean, like, no, I'm with you on that, Bright side. That's a really good contribution. Mocap is here. What's up?
I don't think any members of my family watch the stream, so I can kind of call them out for this. But like, I'm militant about putting the seat down and closing the lid or whatever, and then like my family will come over and just like blatantly leave the seat up, and I'm like, we were raised in the same house. Who are you people? Like, my dad's doing this to my mom at home probably and shit. Like, it's fucked up. Like.
Oh shit, Tony, a non sequitur, but Sushi says, I just noticed Tony moved his camera. This feels weird.
Oh, there it is.
I warned you. I warned you, dude.
We wondered. No, I have an Xbox Connect as my webcam now, and it just has a much wider angle than it had before. So
it is also flipped. It's flipped, but
no, it's only flipped for you. I'm looking on the stream, and I think it should be right. So yeah.
No, you're backwards on the stream. I promise.
Stream too?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. You're backwards on the stream.
Okay. Yeah. Either my old camera was flipped and my new one isn't, or my new one is and my old one wasn't. So I'm backwards. And every meeting I've gotten on this week, everybody's like, you rearranged your office. I'm like, nope.
Turning Cog's like, I noticed, but I didn't say shit. Adder's happy about the Connect. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
Connect me too, and
yeah,
it's
dude.
Fucking neat. I think I might honestly make it very upset if I tried to do this. Hear myself? Weird. But yeah, you can do.
We have Ghost Tony.
Like what do we do? Like this one. Infrared has the body tracking. I don't know. Might do something with that.
You have a slight echo, but I think it's okay.
I think it was coming out of the Connect while I had that open.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, LFQ is with it. To be fair, you're really supposed to close the lid before you flush. Yeah, everyone is on board with closing the lid. Yeah, good job, guys. I'm proud.
There's a Mythbusters thing about how like they put toothbrushes in a bathroom and then like left them for a month and then tested them, and they were like covered in fecal matter basically because of the aerosolized particles from the toilet flushing.
Well, to clarify, it wasn't fecal matter. It was the fucking microorganisms that exist. Fecal coliform. Yep. It's like it's bacteria that's in your gut that comes from waste, and that is thrown into the air with the toilet lid up when you flush. So don't do it. Shut the lid. Y'all are talking about Zaxby's. I don't know shit about Zaxby's. Artificial Sky has a good Popeyes.
Can't be that bad. Just back in my gut. Love it, Sushi. yeah. Except I think in this Mythbusters thing, it was like a public restroom in their office that everybody was using, so it was a nice mixture.
Yep. Adder said ass water everywhere. Exactly. Porta potty lids are a big deal here in Texas. It's too damn hot to leave that lid open. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. You're giving me flashbacks. The only issue is the overexposure. Yeah, I mean, like that's lighting is very tricky for us because we're just in rooms, you know. Yeah, so like I had to turn my light off because the sun was reflecting off of the fucking window well, and then I had to turn it back on because it was too bright. It's annoying.
If I put it on this side, like there's a doorway and it's a lot less interesting over there, and I don't know. It is what it is.
What's a BNIB Connect? Because it came with every console. Connect V2, $15 at Goodwill.
In box.
Brand new in box.
Brand new in box. Okay,
yeah, brand new in box. Sorry.
I've seen it at Goodwill occasionally, and I would like to buy like one or two more now that I finally got it working. But you just have to buy like this like power adapter thing to plug it into your computer, and basically it just works.
Oh, Turning Cog is a fast food classist. I hate that class of fast food. I'll wait longer for a burger or whatever at an actual restaurant. Oh, so you're saying like you're using fast food in the general sense, not like a drive-through restaurant, right? That is serving you very, very cheaply made, highly processed stuff. You're saying that like even a burger place is like fast food, yeah?
Well, he was praising Culver's because I know that he's in Wisconsin where Culver's is like originated, so that's probably the best Culver's you can get. Culver's is kind of mediocre out here in my opinion, but
no, that's real Turning Cog. If you eat a lot of fast food, you have to like condition your gut to it. If you don't and you eat normal food and then you eat fast food, it really fucks you up. So I've been on just getting groceries for a couple of years because we can't pay ourselves. So I got to be careful with how I spend money. So I've been going to the grocery store, which is arguably healthier for you, instead of eating at restaurants or like, going to fast food, any of that stuff. And I want to say I had like Chick-fil-A the other day from like a brand new Chick-fil-A, and I was fucked up, dude. I had a headache. I felt like sweaty. Like my body was like, what have you just eaten? Like this, you have not eaten food. Like I felt really bad. Probably because you put the toilet lid down. Oh shit, yeah. Sushi is being bully. A bunch of hospitals bought them en masse to be reutilized for facial and body shape scanning for security surgery room doors a few years ago. The Connects, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Do they like pull them out of the housing and like put them into a new housing or something? Or they just hang a fucking Connect?
Yeah. It has a tripod mount on the bottom of it, so it's really easy to mount to, like, I have it on monitor arm.
Lander, that's like a Washington thing, right? The Dick's Burgers, and you can get a bag of them. So that's their whole slogan is eat a bag of dicks. I kind of remember that from living out there. Yeah, Seattle area. Okay, cool.
Yeah, quarter 20 thread. Yep, exactly. We were trying the mic before stream because supposedly it has like a pretty solid mic array because this was like sit in your living room and let you talk to your Xbox or whatever. And I was blasting music and Vince couldn't hear it, which he can normally hear through this mic, no problem. But he just couldn't hear me either because it was like trying to cut all the noise out, but it wouldn't be able to hear me either. So that's too bad. It would be cool to just like not have to have a mic.
Oh, it's not genuinely their slogan. It was just like a marketing thing they did and to get people to say eat a bag of dicks. Yeah, I got you.
I mean, it's similar to the Five Guys situation, I guess, right?
Sushi Foo's getting a little wild in chat today. I've swallowed many a dicks in my time, he says.
Have you tried to put Five Guys in your mouth before? You might like it.
He fills himself up with Five Guys.
Yeah.
I worked 3 blocks away from the original Dick's. Nice, dude. Yeah, I've never actually eaten there either. I don't know. Like I was saying, I would usually get like the places that I went to all the time. I would go to Spicy Talk in Redmond. I think they moved, and then we would go to there was a Puerto Rican restaurant that my wife really, really liked, La Isla. They went out of business with COVID, but they were great. But yeah, we would go to those places quite often. The Spicy Talk
guys right now.
Amazing. La Isla burned down? Fuck, dude. No. Okay, so
I kind of remember you talking about this place.
Yeah, they were in Redmond, and then COVID closed them, and they opened a new location. Is the Seattle one the new location, or you're saying that this is like a sister location that burned down? Their kitchen literally caught on fire. Oh my god. That sucks so much. Did you like that place? I think I mean, like food in Washington is really, really good. You can like throw a rock and hit somewhere that's really good to eat at. Last time we were there, we were staying up in Redmond. This is the last year, late last year. And there was a Korean barbecue place at the Redmond Town Center, just like the mall down there. And I was like, I wonder if it's any good. We went in, fucking amazing. It was great. Really, really good. I didn't know about the Redmond location. The one in Seattle caught the building on fire and they straight up rebuilt the building. I think it was insurance fraud, to be honest. The food was great. Service sucked ass, though. Yo, that's real. The service did suck ass, but the food was really good. Copenhagen is the best food city in the world. I thought that was Singapore.
Tokyo has the most Michelin star restaurants in the world.
LFQ, dude, your messages are so funny. I'm reading these last ones. Oh shit. Kappa Pride, brother. Yeah, LFQ. All this like fast food that we were talking about, I think would be really weird to a European. Like honestly, I think it'd be really weird. Have you ever eaten at like an American McDonald's? Because I think that is very confusing.
I think McDonald's is fairly consistent, though. Like I've had McDonald's in Japan and in the UK and in Mexico, and it's the same thing every place. Like there are some regional like specialties that you can get, but like you get a cheeseburger from McDonald's and some fries, it's gonna taste the same as it does here.
Oh, see, it's like the menu items that always like threw me off with the
Yeah.
foreign McDonald's. Because
Yeah, I mean, like in Tokyo, you could get one with like an egg on it or like some weird thing that was actually really good. But
you
they
can get
also
like
had,
paninis.
yeah, no, totally. But you can also get the usual things, and
Yeah.
they taste the same way that they always did. I actually like the UK McDonald's that we went to a lot because I think like they don't put as much crap in the food over there, so it tastes like a little more high quality.
Oh, there you go. Mocap. I think Singapore was the best and cheapest food I've had. Yeah, my desire for like food tourism. Yeah, I want to go to Singapore for food tourism. That sounds fucking amazing.
It looks so cool. Like there's so much cool shit to do there. Yeah, absolutely. Best McDonald's I ever had was in the Tokyo airport. All right. I think I ate at that one. Yeah.
LFQ is not eating any true American. All right.
I'm out to visit sometime. We'll fatten you up a little bit.
No, honestly, like if you're not used to American fast food, it will fuck you up. You'll feel very sick and weird. It's strange. I don't know how we do it.
I think it's probably up there for sure.
No, I bet Copenhagen's great, dude. Honestly,
the only reason I said the Tokyo thing is because I've been watching these extra medium thing YouTube like trivia videos. Like I watch one with my wife pretty much every night, and last night they talked about how Tokyo is the city that has the most Michelin stars.
I think that probably changes every year though, because you don't like they do like a new round of that.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
And if you guys didn't know, yes, it's the tire company.
Oh my god, here it is.
The star system came from a travel guide that Michelin used to publish around Europe, and you would drive to a place because you got your Michelin tires and you got this little guide that told you where the good restaurants were. And it has since turned into this like, these are the best restaurants in the world thing, which is very weird. And it's just a tire.
People think they're making a joke. They're like, "What? Why is the tire place making the restaurant reviews?" It's like, well, it actually is the tire place, and they do make the restaurant reviews. So,
yep. It literally started as just a travel guide, and they'd be like, "This is a great place to stop," and then it became this like really prestigious thing, and now they do this like Michelin awards and shit. Only some regions serve long pig. Oh no. we're getting into the long conversation. Yeah, that's definitely my fault. So what Turning Cog is referencing is I made a ham sandwich the other day, and all I could think about was long pig, which was very strange. If you guys are unaware, long pig is the translation of what some cannibals refer to human meat as, long pig. I'm just scared.
I think those are the people who like eat like absolute fucking garbage generally, and then they leave and like maybe are fed some like actual decent food for a week by like a all-inclusive type thing or something like that, and they go, wow, I feel amazing. And it's like, yeah, you could do that at home. You just eat McDonald's for every meal and wonder why you feel like shit. Like, I don't
know. The elites call it beef jerky. Yeah, no, LFQ, it's the problem is that food is actually generally very expensive in the United States, and fast food, the value proposition there is it's often cheaper than groceries. So people will go buy fast food because it's cheap and convenient, and they don't have to prepare a meal. They just drive by a thing, get the food, go back.
You don't even have to drive by the thing anymore.
Yeah, you can just get it delivered. Yep. But yeah, we do it to ourselves, man. Honestly, like we literally just do it to ourselves. I love Taco Bell personally, so like I will keep eating Taco Bell.
And even like nutrition people will say like of all of the fast food options, Taco Bell is actually one of the like least bad because their ingredients are fairly basic and like not too processed generally. Because like the Taco Bell menu is like 8 ingredients in different configurations, and you just kind of pick the one that you like, and it's beef and cheese and beans and sour cream and a tortilla. And how do you want it?
Hey, what's up, Gil? How you doing, man? I hope you're staying safe and chilling. Obviously you're relatively safe if you're in chat, so I appreciate that. All of the US, I've been to the West Coast, and most of it was priced pretty decent. The portions are just huge. Yeah, I mean, we have a portion problem for sure. It's crazy. Like the amount of food you can get, that is accepted as standard in the United States is absurd. In
Going to a restaurant standard for me is I am getting dinner and lunch for the next day, and I'm going to take it home and eat them. I'm only going to eat half of it there because it's always way too much.
But yeah, Gil, I was just talking about fast food versus like groceries or eating out at a restaurant. That's why people consume so much fast food in the US is because of convenience and cost. It's usually much cheaper or a little bit cheaper than buying something that's healthier or, like we also have this whole fucking wellness movement bullshit where like people are like, I want to eat healthy, so I'm going to go to Whole Foods, and Whole Foods is very expensive. Like everything you get there is very expensive.
It's not healthy, it's premium. And that's what people don't understand is it's not designed to be healthy. It's designed to be premium. It's designed to be the most expensive, nicest thing that you could get. That tends to translate into healthier because of the way that our society is a little bit, but like that's not their goal. Their goal is high end. They want rich people to shop there.
I've tried McDonald's, Burger King, and KFC. Those are the ones I've seen here in Denmark. Burger King is pretty good, man. Like if you're comparing those, like
I think
McDonald's
around the world is better than it is here generally. Yeah. Like in Australia, I know it's bigger than McDonald's for whatever reason.
They have fucking kangaroo, dude. I'm pretty sure they do, like dead ass. I think you can get like kangaroo burger.
It's also called Hungry Jack's. It's not called Burger King in Australia, but the logo looks the same.
There, is it Burger King that's shutting? No, it's Wendy's. It's Wendy's is shutting down like half their stores. Did you know that, Tony? Really? Yeah, dude.
I know you love Wendy's. I'm a big Wendy's guy. Yep.
Here, hold on. I gotta find this for you so that you can plan yourself.
I think I did kind of hear this. Yeah. No, it's interesting, but Wendy's is also the one that, if you go to Wendy's now and you go through the drive-thru, you talk to an AI, you don't talk to a person, and it does a really good job. You can just like spew your order out as fast as you can talk, and it's getting it all on the screen, and you can tell it to go back and fix stuff, and it does fine. And I think that's actually a really nice experience. I think we talked about that when it initially happened on here, probably like a year ago or something, but it is one of like probably the first times I remember being out in the world and going like, that is an AI taking somebody's job away. Like we're seeing it happen in real time, and that's a job somebody's not going to have to do anymore, for better or worse. I don't think anybody wants to work a drive-through. Like
no,
that sucks. But like some people will just kind of like not even go that far and just kind of see somebody losing their job and be upset about it. So
right, yeah, and that's similar to like the Industrial Revolution and like the tension between like peasantry and landed lords. They'd be like, how the fuck am I supposed to survive if I have to like go get a job now, and the lord isn't gonna like allow me to exist on his land because I grow crops that he takes 95% of, like, what are you talking about? It was better for everyone. Now you're not a peasant anymore. Yes, you have to go do more work and figure shit out to like get your life right, but it's going to be better overall. So I think we're in the same kind of situation with AI.
Hatter's local Taco Bell has AI drive-through. Mine doesn't yet. That's too bad. They gave me the entire wrong order the other night when I was there. I don't know if the AI would have helped that, but
Tony, the Taco Bells in Colorado suck because they're all owned by one guy.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yep. Yeah, during the pandemic, the Taco Bell in my neighborhood that I was talking about, they just kind of decided it was like lower priority, and so it just like wouldn't be open random times and stuff, and it was infuriating.
But there are 3 that I can drive to like 5 to 10 minutes away, and all of them had problems during like pandemic times.
Yeah, if you guys could all tweet at Taco Bell corporate and say that we did a really good job of making you hungry for a chalupa so that they can sponsor us, that'd be great.
Hell yeah, dude. I would definitely do a Taco Bell sponsorship.
Because my drawing says, God damn it, no, I want a Taco Bell. So yep, that's a sale. We've landed them a sale.
Yeah, come on, young brands. Holler at us. We'll
I might be giving them a sale myself after this conversation, not gonna lie.
But Gil says it's also convenient in Japan, as you notice. It's just that their fast food is both healthy and delicious. Yep. I mean, I don't know if it's healthy, honestly.
Yeah,
I do like fast food generally isn't healthy. Like if you're eating a bunch of fried stuff, like it's not great. You have to do it in moderation. Like fat is great for you. You need to eat fat.
Yep.
But you can't eat fat with every meal, like you're super saturating yourself with those nutrients, and you just don't need that.
You need green things and you need natural things that haven't been processed, and then
a little bit of green things. You don't need all that much, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but like your plate should have a green thing on it generally, I think is like a good rule of thumb. And if you're there, you're good. Like, it doesn't have to be crazier than that. Just put some color on there. Don't have it be all beige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Adder. Let's see. Hardee's, Carl's Jr. Yeah, rip some Wendy's. Oh yeah, Tony. So 300 to 360 U.S. locations in 2026 are getting closed, representing 5 to 6% of the domestic restaurants for Wendy's.
1 in 20 or so. Interesting.
Yeah. What's up, Our Drong? Good thing, Abe, before you guys started streaming. Yeah, sorry. In Texas too, only 25% of the Taco Bells were open outside of weekends. Yeah, mine would just be like closed, like all day, just closed.
Yeah, and mine would say open on Google, and then I'd go over there and it wouldn't be open. And sometimes you'd go drive to the next one over, which again, my house is kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it was like 15 minutes, and then that wouldn't be closed too, and I'd about punch my windshield.
Yep, that shit drove me fucking crazy, man. Oh, Gil says my wife calls it the guilt salad. Are you talking about making sure you eat something healthy?
Yep, got to do it.
I like salad, so thankfully, like,
yeah,
I will fuck with the salad for sure. Like, it's good.
And arugula salad, like one of my favorite foods in the entire world, honestly.
And baby spinach with like a vinaigrette.
So
yeah,
good.
Dude. Yeah, that's my shit right there. Baby spinach and arugula is definitely my favorite salad. I'm not a big lettuce guy, as weird as that is. Romaine is okay. Iceberg kind of whack unless it's like covered in blue cheese with bacon.
They call arugula rocket in the UK for whatever reason, which I kind of like better. Yep.
Like rocket lettuce?
It's called rocket. Yep. It's just like you'll be on the menu and it'll be like blah 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 and rocket, and you're like, what the hell is that? And it's arugula.
What, dude? What the fuck? Okay, hold on, guys. The scientific name for arugula is Aruca sativa.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a weed thing?
Sativa means a plant thing. Yeah. Because like in weed, it's cannabis sativa. So it's
okay.
Something to do with like
it's like the genus or some shit, or the family.
Taxonomy of the plant. Yeah, I don't really know deeper than that, but yeah, it's just kind of a general plant term, and it happens to relate to the effects of cannabis in specific ways for whatever reason.
Other common names include salad rocket, garden rocket, colewort, roquette, rucetta, rucola, rucoli.
Or maybe they're smoking out arugula and they called it rocket because it fucking goes. Indica, you know.
No, I'm definitely not a rabbit. I eat meat more than anything else, for sure.
No, he argues with the vegetarians on here. You guys have to have been here for that.
Yep. Sorry, Sushi. I want to say, I was like remembering, I think Sushi's told me he's a vegetarian before that longer conversation we had about vegetarianism, and I was like, why would you do that to yourself? But now I feel bad about it.
I worked as a software engineer at a molecular breeding company, and we had a database full of crops and their taxonomy names, and the code for rapeseed was just rape in the
Oh my god,
that's unfortunate.
Okay, if you guys are unfamiliar with the plant, rapeseed is what you make like it's like canola oil out of. It's not exactly that, but like vegetable oil is largely made from rapeseed, and it's a very weird name.
Do they call it grapeseed just because it's friendlier too? Because they'll call it that too, right?
That's a totally different thing. That's oil made from the little tiny seeds in each grape. So like oilseed rape is the crop.
Isn't grapeseed oil like the same as canola oil, or maybe I just like am completely misunderstanding that? Yeah,
nope, they're different. Canola oil is a blend, including oilseed rape. The only reason I know this is because I watched Clarkson's Farm, and that was one of the crops they planted. And I was like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" I was like, "This isn't a thing," and I had to like look it up. It's this really weird plant. It kind of looks like a tumbleweed, and it has these little tiny seed pods that almost look like a vanilla pod. So like when you harvest it, they're like smaller than peppercorns, really, really tiny. And so it takes a ton of that crop harvest to make a little bit of oil. And they just press a bunch of oil out of these little tiny seeds. Yeah, oilseed rape is very popular in Europe. I don't know why, but, probably like health regulations that, you guys don't use like palm oil and shit because palm oil can be bad. I love both cauliflower and broccoli. Yes, dude. Goated Gil. Me too. I fucking love cauliflower and broccoli. and Brussels sprouts. And what's the other thing that comes from broccoli?
Broccolini?
No, it's kale. I think kale's broccoli.
Maybe.
It's like the leaves of the.
I don't mind kale though. I agree.
Yeah, kale's fine too.
Yeah.
I generally like everything with the
I honestly like spinach is probably the one I have the hardest time with out of all of them. Like I'll do kale over spinach, but
LFQ was asking my drawing if he worked as a Sweden. I like that. Smorgasborgen, dude. Yeah, let's go. Tony, proofread chat first. Hashtag pro tip. We say
I mean, I'm not gonna like censor the name of a plant.
Yeah, like, that's the name of a plant. It's totally okay to say that.
Can't go there.
Yeah, we're not talking about that other thing. We're talking about a plant. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
It was weird to me too. I don't know why they call it that, but that's literally what a crop is called. Yeah, spinach is definitely goated, Gil. You got to be careful though. If you eat too much spinach and like rich greens, you'll get kidney stones.
My cousin put himself in the hospital because he was like, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to have a spinach smoothie for every meal of every day. And he did it for like a month and was hospitalized with a massive kidney stone. And the doctors are like, what did you do? And he's like, I don't know. I've been so healthy. I have so much spinach. And they're like, wait, how much spinach? And he'd be like, Costco bag every 3 or 4 days. And they're like, oh my God, that is way too much spinach.
Oh yeah, so sushi, be careful with that. I'm sure you already know as a informed vegetarian, but be careful if you eat too many like very heavy dark leafy greens like kale and spinach, you will give yourself a kidney stone. Yep. It's the minerals
or something. Right?
Yeah, there's minerals in those plants that we can't digest well, and they come out through your blood and create calcification, and then you start pissing rocks, and it's fucking painful. Hi, Stevie. Welcome to the kidney stone conversation.
Good way to think about kidney stones and their prevention is that you need to flush things out of your system and dilute them so that they do not build up and calcify. And generally, the best way to do that is if you just drink a lot of water, basically it will never happen. I think if you're having like so much spinach that you can't filter it all out, that would probably still do it. But like generally, you just need to stay hydrated and it will never happen to you.
Dude, my drawing spinach and untested tuna every meal.
What's untested tuna? Just like mercury?
Probably high mercury content and shit like that, like heavy metals that you shouldn't be consuming.
What about smoking the leafy greens? Yeah, I think that's more going to be on your lungs than your kidneys in that case. Yeah. But that's okay. Just moderation.
Stevie, can you relate? I've had kidney stones. I've had one kidney stone. Tony's had kidney stones.
That too. Yep.
Mine were probably from
those are both from energy drinks. Yep.
Yeah,
both of us are from energy drinks. So, and again, because I would go wake up in the morning, start with an energy drink before drinking any water, probably go until about the end of my work shift, like 3 o'clock, never drinking water, kind of just nursing like a big energy drink the whole time. Probably drink water at some point during the day, but like legitimately would go the first 10 hours of the day, every day, only drinking high sodium, high caffeine, no water energy drink and nothing else. And, I did it to myself. It's pretty easy to see how it happened.
Mine was at Bungie. We had free Red Bull, so I would just drink that all day.
It's going back to the same like build up in your system conversation. Energy drinks have a lot of sodium and other minerals and stuff in them that are supposed to give you energy and make you feel good. But if you're not flushing those out with water in your system, they will build up in your kidneys and calcify and turn into little rocks that hurt really, 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 really bad.
And there's like people assume it hurts when you're urinating. That's not how it works. Your ureter, which is the tube that connects your kidney to your bladder, is very small. It's
thinner than a hair.
Really small. And so you have a rock that's like, 3 millimeters, like moving through it. It's stretching it the fuck out and like abrading the inside of it. And it's incredibly painful.
It literally feels like somebody is just taking a knife and going like this, just over and over and over and over. The most painful thing I've ever experienced.
The most painful thing, easily. I have experienced pain before and I have a high pain tolerance. And I thought I had like a lower back problem because I've had back problems. And I remember going into my wife's office and being like, hey, my back really hurts. I was like, will you massage it? And, she's like working on it or whatever. And that was moving things around and making it hurt more. And I couldn't stand. Like I was brought to my knees by the pain. I was trying to just stand. Like sweat was beating off of my face.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so painful it'll make you vomit. I did not, but I felt extremely nauseous the whole
I
time.
think
It
that
was
happened the second time.
hard.
The first time that didn't happen. But then, like, my wife had one, I don't know, 2 years ago. She doesn't do energy drinks, but she's just like, most girls I feel like I know are like chronically dehydrated. So I try
Yeah.
really hard to make her drink water. But it got bad enough at a point where she got a kidney stone, and it was so bad that they had to surgically remove it because she couldn't pass it. And it was just, it was awful.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and that one was like, it was a lot weirder than mine. Mine was just like screaming agony and throwing up, and like it was really clear what was happening. And hers like just kind of didn't feel good, and it wouldn't go away, and we had to go and get a CAT scan. It was a whole thing. So
Yeah, it's you don't want it. Just drink water,
yeah,
guys.
so just drink that water, guys. And literally, it will never happen if you are hydrated. And like, I'm overly hydrated all the time. I have to pee more than like anybody I know because I'm not letting it happen.
Oh, Brightside's making a good point. He said his dad gets them really bad. Some people just get them, and it doesn't matter what you do. Some people just get them. So
And it
when
doesn't like
I
everybody have them, but it's like as long as they don't dislodge, then no problem. Something like that. Like,
it's
yeah,
some people's bodies. This again, this goes back to leafy greens. Some people's bodies struggle with the calcium deposits. Like you don't use a lot of calcium. Like your body will just get rid of it, and that will create kidney stones. Some people just create them a lot. So I'm assuming that Brightside's dad probably has that situation going on. And when I got treatment for mine, they're like, hey, since you had one, you're going to get another one within a year, and you'll probably get one, you know, every couple of years. It's just going to happen. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. I've never had one in my life, and I'm in my late 30s. What are you talking about? And I've literally only had the one, and I just hydrate more, and I'm fine. And I also like very carefully regulate my Red Bulls. I still drink Red Bull. You guys see me drinking Red Bull on stream, but I do that to have like high energy for stream.
and before the stream, you're like, I'm drinking too many Red Bulls, and I was like, oh, you're having like 2 a day, and you're like, nah, like 3 a week, and I'm like, okay, you're all right. Like,
one thing that I've noticed is it fucks up my electrolytes too. I think it's the stuff in there that gives you the energy. It forces your body to like burn a bunch of shit that is already stored in there. So you're like depleting mineral reserves and stuff. So it's important to make sure you re-up your electrolytes, your salts and stuff like that, if you're drinking energy drinks. And one thing that I realized, which is a little weird, when people talk about diuretics, it doesn't mean that you just pee because you drank liquid. What it's doing is removing the storage of water in your cells. Yeah. So you've got water in your body, and then when you drink a diuretic, you know, like alcohol, caffeine, energy drink, any of those things, it makes the water that's in your body come out of the cells and go into your bladder. So you're getting rid of a ton of water. It's not that you drank a thing that makes you pee because there's liquid in the thing. It's flushing your body out.
but while it's active too, all the water will just go through you. Like, you won't retain any of it. You know, just like drink it and pee it back out. So, yep.
Yeah, exactly. I want to catch up on this. I always have 3 bottles of water in the fridge. Hell yeah, LFQ. Good shit. Yeah, everyone drink water. Hi, Queen Anne. Yeah, gonna drink some water right now. Yes. Our first kidney stone talk had Brightside like crashing out, and he's like, holy fuck, I'm gonna go get some water right now. Yeah, Stevie, everyone sip water. I don't know if you've had one kidney stone, but it's the most painful shit you could possibly imagine. It's like you can't even understand how painful it is. It's crazy.
I'll never say it's more painful than childbirth because I can never know, but like I can understand why people try to make that argument, because from a male perspective, it's probably got to be up there as the most painful thing you could ever experience. So.
I've heard, you know, women who get kidney stones say it's literally more painful than childbirth, and a part of that is because the biological process for childbirth releases a bunch of painkillers in your body naturally. So you're like, you kind of go into this like altered state during childbirth, and that does not happen with the kidney stone. You just fucking feel it, and it's terrible.
My drunk says I'm gonna go have a kidney stone right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
I do want to talk about the fact that Brightside says that his dad gets lots of kidney stones, and his mom thinks it's because he eats ice cream before bed. But then he elaborated and said that he also likes a nice screwdriver before bed. He's having ice cream and orange juice, which is probably the highest sugar liquid that you could possibly consume right before bed. That's crazy.
Dude, he's getting cranked.
That's fucking crazy, man. Like,
I love it.
You should probably not do that.
No, I mean, if it makes him happy, like I assume your dad's.
No, I mean, live your life.
Dude.
Like,
live that life.
Not good. Like, oh no.
What's up, Marengo? I like your strawberry. What is this guy? Strawberry emote. More than 3 wave. Oh, hi. We're waving. Oh shit, dude. Wait. Morango is a Don Quixote reference, right? Hold on. I learned this the other day. Cervantes? Fuck, dude. Where did I learn that? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm conflating some things.
We were talking about Quixote with Rocinante the other day.
It's strawberry in Portuguese.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I thought it was Sancho Pancha's or Pancho, whatever the fuck his name is. I thought it was his mule. Sancho Panza, that's his name. Anyway, doesn't matter. I heard something, but yeah, it's literally just strawberry in Portuguese. Nice, dude.
All right, well, let's find somebody to raid and wrap this up.
Yeah, who should we raid, guys? Also says Stevie has not had one, but people close to me have. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. The turning cog is drinking more coffee to maintain the balance in chat. All right, nice. Brightside's gonna go have a baby right now. Congratulations! I didn't know you were pregnant. You use the name to infiltrate a Brazilian guild in an MMO. Nice.
Cool name.
Yeah, I'm probably not pronouncing it even remotely correctly by saying Morango, right? I bet he's like, what the fuck are you saying, dude? That's terrible. Is it like Moranho?
I mean, if he's infiltrating a guild with it, then he might not be Brazilian.
That's true.
To be fair.
That's true. And that might be why he's like totally fine with me saying Morango. The double R is a misspelling. Ah, okay. Tony, do you have any ideas of who we should raid? Can we raid Boom?
I don't think Boom's up.
Raid Brightside so chat can witness baby Brightside. Are you live, Brightside? We'll raid you, bro.
Nobody's live except for Worka and Lonalox that I can see on my followers.
Well, I feel like we shouldn't raid them because we raided Worka last week.
Yeah, we can raid Worka again sometime, but I don't want to do it too many times in a row. And if there's somebody else who deserves it, happy to send you guys their way. Man, you get down to the 2 viewers in the directory pretty quick.
In the old software game dev category, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess that's it, y'all. Did you guys play Marathon this weekend? Yes, good question. We actually talked about it a bit, Marengo, earlier this morning.
We will definitely play Marathon tomorrow if you guys want to see it. And
yes.
Hear us talk about it. We're probably not gonna go like super deep on the game design or anything. We're just gonna play Marathon. You guys can hang out and Denzel yap at you, and I'll chime in. Somebody's recommending First Crimson for the raid. I'm checking it out.
We have raided First Crimson before, so we could go there again. Marengo, we did a video on Marathon on our YouTube. So if you want to check that out, it's probably like an hour long or something, 45 minutes. Yeah, there you go. Go over there and go to the YouTube. If you want to watch it, that is.
And if you guys could subscribe to the YouTube, that'd be really cool.
Please. Subscriptions and view hours matter a lot for us on YouTube. We're still not monetized, but that's okay. I played the server slam. I don't need a review. Okay, no worries, man. Yeah, take it easy, LFQ. Yeah, later, Brightside. We'll see y'all tomorrow for some Marathon. Marathon's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I talked about it a bunch. If you want to watch the VOD for today, I can, you'll see what my opinion is on it. But also
we'll definitely talk about it in depth tomorrow too.
I guess I said it was a review, but it's not really a review. It's like a game design analysis of Marathon. That's what I talked about. I wasn't like reviewing the game. I was talking about like, I caught some heat for it in the comments, but who gives a fuck? I was talking about objective quality in describing like what Bungie's capable of doing to polish and finish a game. Yeah. And I think that this current build, because I played 2 of the previous 3 builds, the current build is in the best state by far. The first 2 that I played, the very first one was not great. The second one was worse because balance was all fucked up. I didn't play in the super secret invite only alpha or whatever, the third one, but I did play Server Slam. And
I
Server
went
Slam
into
felt
it.
way better.
I went into it expecting to like it about as much as I like Apex, which I feel pretty positive about Apex. So I don't play it a whole lot, and I would never play it by myself. And it, is something I would only consider myself casually interested in because it's PvP and stuff like that. But I came out of playing a lot of Marathon over the weekend with Vince, like kind of feeling really, really excited about it and looking forward to playing it a lot. And I haven't felt that way about a game in quite a while. So I agree that I don't know that we will get more than a few weeks max out of it before I think we kind of like finish everything up and there maybe is not much to do. And that's pretty reminiscent of what it was like when we were playing Destiny. So maybe that's par for the course. I don't know. But
See, Marengo, I didn't have you may not like this. I ranted a bit about the criticism of the UI UX, and I don't think that there's problems with it. I think it's very abstract and it's like experimental graphic design. And I feel like most of the people that were complaining about the UI UX had trouble with literacy and like just understanding things. I mean,
outside of the
I
obvious,
was
like
fine with
making
the
the
UI
icons
UX.
more readable and stuff
Yeah.
like that, like, but just in terms of like the package as a whole, I agree. It's kind of creative and different.
Oh, dude. Okay. So I figured out the drag and drop thing. It's really weird. When you drag an item and you're trying to drop it somewhere, it's where your mouse cursor is, not where the big blob
Which
of
doesn't
the
feel
dragging
very
item.
intuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is definitely like a polished thing that they should fix because it should really be like the backpack is the best example. You drag the backpack down to the lower area, but if
Infuriating.
your cursor is not over the little backpack slot, it won't actually fill it up. It's very annoying.
And
But
I
yeah,
did get used to like it's pretty good about you just click it. You don't have to drag it. And if you click it, it goes in the right place. But it's
yeah.
a little inconsistent between screens. And if you're used to playing Tarkov again, because we'll just never stop doing that, like any piece of the thing you're dragging around touches the slot, it'll light up and you can let go. And it works really well. And you can like go like this and drag shit around and you can be very accurate and be very fast and it works great. And I definitely fought with the thing that you're talking about in Marathon. I was like, why can I not put the backpack on? I tried like 15 times. And yep.
But yeah, I think my biggest concerns are just the longer tail of progression. The fucking like the priority contracts. If there's not enough priority contracts for me to upgrade all of my stuff while doing priority contracts, and I have to spend like the last half of the game grinding standard contracts, that's going to be a very big disappointment for me. Hey Graham, we're over and we're trying to get out of here, but welcome.
Yeah, so we'll be here playing Marathon tomorrow. And, I'm not gonna say we're gonna like start early or go long, but maybe we will because I don't know what else we'll really be doing. And we've done that on game stream weeks before. So
Marengo, the UX problems with mods were because in the previous builds, all the way up until this last one, you couldn't swap mods, which was a design choice. So they were retroactively changing that whole interaction to make it so you could swap mods.
Yeah, they never had like a UI designed for
Yeah.
doing what they're doing now. But I mean, hopefully they can get it in before the full release comes out, which at this point is like under 24 hours. So, but by far the biggest complaint that I think everybody had legitimately. So,
yep. The mod system is weird. It's not good and it needs to be better developed. They got it like bootstrapped and working, but it's not ideal. I want to say in the last private build that I played, the mods, to remove mods at all, you had to pay money. So it cost you credits that were like more expensive than the mod itself. So if a mod was like 25 credits, swapping the mod or removing it would cost you like 300 credits, which was fucking crazy. So the balance was all fucked up and it was really weird. I really like that they made it so now you can just pull mods out, but the UX for that is very wacky.
The gun attachments felt really weird because if you found a gun attachment that you wanted to use and it would go on your gun, you could drag it onto the gun and it would replace the one that was on there with the one that you dragged onto it. But if you were to like pick a gun up and you want the attachment off of it to put on your gun, you can't do that. You can't like open it up and pull that attachment off. You would have to like artificially find another attachment to sacrifice onto it to pull off the one that you wanted so that you could get it. And it feels like half thought out or something. Like you either shouldn't be able to do that at all, or like let me go in and pull it off manually, like I can in Tarkov and in the menu of Marathon outside of gameplay.
Yeah, the other issue is that if you wanted to modify a gun, you had to put it on. You had to put it in your hand, and then you could pull
Oh, right. Yep.
It was that.
Yep.
That's not good. And again, these are all artifacts from an initial design that was bad, and then they like retroactively tried to fix it to allow for this other experience. So yeah, it's clunky.
Yeah, but
sweet.
We'll
I think that's it for us. We will see you guys tomorrow for some Marathon. We're just gonna play. You know, I will read chat and, you know, yap at you guys, but I think mostly we're just gonna be focused on playing. We're not gonna try to do like a game design breakdown or anything. But if you guys have questions and you want to ask stuff, like come through. You know, I've probably got like, I don't even know how many hours in Marathon, probably like 40 hours or something like that over the last few builds. So yeah. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Sushi had one quick question. I got the armor case back from Lightkeeper, so I'm on that grind again, but I have to wait 40 hours to craft the opening of it now. Yeah. I'm definitely going to get back into Tarkov. I'm just taking a little bit of a break right now, playing Marathon. We're doing that, but
there's no resets. We'll escape from Tarkov eventually. I definitely want to do it. So,
which reminds me, I need to put gas in the generator. It's probably empty, and I'm just cooking Bitcoins right now. So yeah. All right. Later, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Everyone be safe. Have fun. We'll see you for Marathon. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. Appreciated the conversations. But yeah, we'll catch y'all later.
Peace out.